All right, welcome in. Another episode of Dynasty GOATs. We got Randy Duncan 15, or is it Randy 15 now on
Randy
Sleeper?
15, yeah.
Yeah. Rebranded.
Yeah, I don't want everyone in my full name.
That's right. You know, I just said it.
Already
So.
out there now.
And it says it on the screen, but yeah. So, but yeah, I guess I'm actually not in the league with you, Randy. But we were just discussing pre-show. But Dan is in. It looks like three leagues together with you.
Yeah. We started in the King of the Hill League, and for a while that was like the deadest league that I was in. And Randy was like the only active trade partner in there. So like the only deals that went down were between me and Randy. Like that was pretty much it. If either of us wanted to make a trade, it's like, all right, you gotta go to the other.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank God for him. Like he was, keeping that league even semi-interesting for a while. But now we got some new blood in there. That's the league we brought in Joey Bradley. We brought in Shilla, and things have been much more lively since then.
It boomed.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Crazy.
But Randy's a great trade partner, and he's got me in a couple other leagues. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and sounds like he might be joining the listener league. You know, we haven't mentioned that in a little while, so it's starting to fill up. So I think we got a few spots left. So if anyone wants to be in that, let us know.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to start that up. Make at least create the league.
Create the league, yeah.
In the next week or so, and then we can just exactly see how many people we got and kind of go from there.
Yeah. So. But it's going to be a low buy-in league. So if you're interested in that, probably the best thing to do is message us on Sleeper. I am at DanFortune500, or you can message Blake at Diggs2663.
Yeah, maybe that's something we could talk a little bit at the end about, settings. Like maybe we could get some input from Randy, any settings that he likes, and then, kind of in the time between it starts, maybe we can, kind of ask anyone else that comes on or whatever, people in the listener league and kind of get everyone's input. And
I think that's perfect. Yeah, maybe we can do that kind of toward the end of the stream here.
Yeah, that could be fun. And we could just kind of talk about settings in general, whatever ones we prefer. So yeah. So that'll be
one thing I was wondering about, or I guess we could save it. But here, maybe you could just quickly discuss it while I drop the link in a couple of the leagues here. But Randy, are you in any Start 12 leagues? Because the most I'm in is a Start 11. I've always wanted to try Start 12. So what do you think? Would that be something interesting to try for the listener league, or you think that's a bit too much?
Yeah, I think I am actually. Let me check.
Are you? Okay. Yeah. Feel free to pull that up. But what about you, Blake? Have you ever been in a Start 12, or are you currently?
My best ball is a Start 12, but I would like to try a Start 12. It's just I'm in a bunch of Start 11s and Start 10s, obviously.
I'm in some best ball Start 12s. That's about it. But.
Yeah, exactly. It's not technically even Start 12 because it's best ball. You don't have to start your lineup.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's probably more translate to a Start 10 or something, just because you don't need to have as strong of a roster or starting lineup. So yeah. So we'll discuss all those settings and stuff later. That could be fun to replace the draft we were gonna do, and those are always fun. We could almost damn near draft dynasty settings, our favorite ones or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Oh, okay, yeah. We've been coming up with a lot of fun ideas lately of just kind of weird drafts to do, and we were thinking about doing one today, but we thought it might be a little too similar to the one we did last week. But we definitely have been having a lot of fun with that. We did the first one we did was a draft of our favorite gifts on Sleeper to send to each other. So that was a fun one. We had a bunch of ones from Breaking Bad and stuff like that, Seinfeld. We love the weird drafts over here on Dynasty Savvy.
Yeah, and so anyways, you probably got those links and stuff taken care of for the leagues with Randy and that.
I got one more I'm dropping here. I'll just be 1 second, and then we'll jump into a little interview with Randy here, get to know him a little better, and let's see. I think there's the last link. Yeah, we should be good now. All right, cool.
Awesome. Yeah. So I just learned a little bit in the right before we start the show. You got a brother in your league, and that this was really interesting to hear. So we'll maybe have to ask a little more about that in a moment.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a good thought. But Randy, I just wanted to ask you first of all. I like to ask all our guests here on Dynasty Goats how long you've been playing fantasy football for, and then specifically Dynasty, and how did you get into Dynasty as well?
We're playing 2015.
Oh wow.
I think that was the year Michael Thomas went off, or was it 2016?
Oh yeah,
About right.
redraft.
16.
Michael Thomas. Yeah, 2016 was his huge, good rookie year there, and then 2017.
That's when I really started playing, but I was in like a couple leagues with my dad's kids because he was in the fantasy football league. I didn't know what I was doing. I would just draft the top player every time.
Yeah.
I was terrible. I was in toilet bowl every year.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
And then, let's see, started Dynasty, I think 4 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just saw it in like a league forum chat.
Oh, yeah?
Joined it. Sold my team. It was absolutely trash. Learned my lesson, and then
Yeah.
here I am now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's right around the same time I started playing Dynasty. I think it was like 2020. So yeah, maybe it was like 2020 or 2021 for you. But yeah, I don't know. It kind of seemed like that was kind of the period where Dynasty was starting to come up and become like more of like a mainstream thing. So yeah, interesting that you got into it right around then as well. So how many Dynasty leagues are you in currently?
I think I'm in 3. Yeah, 3 leagues. 2 with you, and then another one.
Okay. All right, good deal. So yeah, which league do you care about the most and why?
King of the Hill.
King of the Hill? Okay, awesome.
I love my team. It's a stacked team. I love it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you won the championship last year. So
Twice in a row, actually.
twice in a row.
Not bad, but yeah.
Hey,
back to
come
back.
on,
I'll throw that in there.
That's awesome. 'Cause, yeah, I think I just joined it last year. So yeah, I guess I missed your first championship there, but okay. Interesting.
Well, we're definitely gonna have to take a look at this roster later on. By the way, see this back to back.
I might be giving Randy a run for his money in that league.
Your team's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that'll be fun this year. So yeah, how have your rookie drafts gone so far this year? And like what players are you getting the most shares of, and like what players have you just been like completely out on and just like not drafting at all?
I haven't drafted a lot of Hampton this year because I feel like a lot of my leagues are just win now mode.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know if like he's fully gonna be the starter.
Right.
And then I've been fading. I've been drafting a lot of Travis Hunter if I can.
Yeah.
It's hard to get him because like I used to get him at the 107.
Wow.
Oh,
and
wow.
Draft happened, and then now I can only get him at the 103 or 104.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Pretty tough. But I'm huge on Travis Hunter.
I'm right there with you. I was really skeptical pre-draft, but after the Jaguars came up, like that flipped the switch for me. I have like 50% Hunter, and I'm in like 14 leagues. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I've just been trading up and like for pretty good prices.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at first, like, Blake, you were kind of, like, being aggressive to get him. And then it seems like lately you've just kind of fallen into it. You're not even, like, trying to draft more, but you just keep,
it's because, like, I didn't own the picks for him in, like, the early drafts. But then as I was trading up, like I was getting, like, really good deals. Like, I was, like, sending a second to jump, like, 3-4 spots to get him. Like, it was ridiculous. And then, then I just was like not even trying to get him anymore because I have so much, and then he falls to me at the 105, and it's like, all right, like I gotta take him, like. So yeah, I have another draft where I think I have one remaining draft, and I own the 304, 103, and 104, so I'll probably end up getting him and Ted if I make the picks.
I pretty much just have like the one share. I had to take him at the 102. I probably would have traded back if I could have, but also it seemed to fit like my team pretty well. And then I also, I guess I have another share in with a team that I'm co-managing with Blake. But yeah, I mean, what do you like about Travis Hunter? I mean, are you just sort of like gambling on what an awesome like wide receiver prospect he is, and just kind of like willing to take the gamble on him? Like, I mean, are you more the type of dynasty player to like willing to take those chances?
Oh yeah, I'll take chances. Just I'm big on him because I've watched him so many times. I mean, he looks like Justin Jefferson out there to me. I know people say that a lot, but he did.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
His body control, just
ball skills, and
yeah.
Are you concerned at all about like going to a spot where Brian Thomas is there, an established stud receiver? Like, do you think that's going to limit him at all, or are you unconcerned about that?
I think it can kind of open the field a little bit because he's not really a downfield threat. Brian Thomas can kind of open the field a little bit for him, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I also think like it could be like a pretty consolidated target tree there. Like, I'm not too worried about Brenton Strange. Like, I'm not too worried about De'Ame Brown and Parker Washington. So I think it could pretty much just be BTJ and Travis Hunter and maybe like Tootin or running back out of the backfield.
Yeah. Do you feel any more confident about like the landing spot with Jacksonville and like Cohen versus say it was going to be the Browns or maybe another team.
Way better quarterback. I mean, I'm actually high on Trevor Lawrence. I think he's elite, borderline elite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely has been great in stretches. Like, I certainly don't mind him in fantasy, and especially with the current situation of Cohen coming in there, and you've got these great weapons now. So, like, yeah, I certainly wouldn't mind buying some Trevor Lawrence. I mean, certainly his value in Dynasty has gone up, but, I mean, he's still attainable. He's still at a pretty good spot in startup drafts.
Yeah,
so
I mean, it's gone up, like you just said, in this offseason. However, it's just been steadily going down from, even 2 years ago where he was a first-round startup pick. Right. Now he's I saw him fall in the fourth of a startup this year, obviously super flex. So, I mean, that's pretty damn reasonable, or the late third. And, I'd have to agree with Randy as far as, I went and bought a Lawrence this offseason because it's just, I mean, as far as the, talent and youth goes, I mean, he's just about one of the best bets you can make right now. Though, I mean, a lot of my teams have quarterbacks, and that's, there's a lot of, the quarterback market's plentiful right now, so it can kind of be hard to get these. There's a lot of good values at quarterback, it feels right now. So that's kind of the hard part about getting more Lawrence is I kind of like who I got already. I don't know if you feel.
For sure. I totally agree. For whatever reason, I've been able to buy a bunch of Josh Allen shares this offseason. And then I already had a couple of Jaden Daniels, and I got some Bakers and some Goff, and it's tough finding room for a Trevor Lawrence, but I do have one share of him, so I'm happy to have that. Yeah. But you did mention Omari and Hampton. Any reason you're fading him? Because I've been kind of vocal about just not being too crazy about him, even though I think he'll probably be good, and it just seems like it's such a slam dunk for running backs that are drafted that early in the NFL draft, but. I haven't been blown away with just watching him. Do you have any thoughts? I mean, is there any particular reason that you're kind of a little down on him?
Yeah, I mean, dynasty wise, I think he can end up being worth his 103 value.
Sure.
It's just in most of my leagues, I'm going for the championship now.
Yeah. Right.
And there's a reason they signed Najee to a 1-year deal. I think they're going to feed him, whether it's red zone touches or he's going to get at least 10 touches a game is what my guess is.
Yeah, he's going to at least be that annoying guy that's standing in the way of Hampton really getting a full workload probably.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even though it's Harbaugh and the Chargers, I mean, they both could go for 1,000 yards.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right with you personally, and I was way higher on maybe than Dan was pre-draft on Hampton. In fact, I really liked Hampton pre-draft, but I'm right there with you. A lot of these rookies, especially when you're looking at a running back, I'm looking at their 1-year outlook. Is he going to help me more than James Conner is, or my favorite veteran running back? He probably honestly isn't. I mean, James Conner or Kamara and guys like that could probably outscore him this year. Though it could be one of the situations where Hampton gets better as the season goes on, and could eventually be a league winner. But Najee never gets hurt, and he just loves to eat up touches. So it's kind of a disaster as far as what running back you could be placed in a backfield with as a rookie. So it's just been. I mean, you mentioned 103 capital, and a lot of leagues that I've been playing in, he's basically the locked 102. So I've been kind of on the same page, whatever 102, 103. It's really hard to spend that when there's other options. There's just cheaper options at running back. You have Harvey later, Henderson later. Have been a favorite of mine, so I'm right there on the same page with you.
Yeah, and I took Travis Hunter over Hampton and Blood, Sweat, and Beers. I mean, probably helped that I was loaded at running back in that league, and was more looking for wide receiver. So I guess that was at least a tiebreaker. But yeah, I think I'm just higher on Travis Hunter than I am on Hampton. But one last question about rookie running backs, because we did recently make a trade, and I think it was Guardians, where I can't remember the entire trade, but part of it was me sending you RJ Harvey and you sending me Quinshon Judkins. And so I thought that was kind of an interesting swap in the deal. And so I'm kind of wondering, how are you looking at those two running backs, both overall in Dynasty and also more specifically in terms of their year one projection? Which one do you think is going to be better year one?
I really do think Harvey would be better year one. I mean,
Yep. I had a feeling that was part of why you sent that deal. I had a feeling. Yeah.
I regretted drafting Judkins so much.
Okay.
I shouldn't have done it. I should have traded back, get some value, but
It's so funny you say that because like my mind is basically in the same place. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, would I draft Harvey over him? I'm not sure, but yeah, I would definitely prefer to trade back, get something, and take Harvey because I do think there's a decent chance he'll be better in year one. And if that's the case, it's certainly possible that a year from now he could be worth more than Judkins. So. Yeah, but I didn't mind doing it because like I still have a couple other Harvey shares. I didn't have any Judkins, and I do like him as a prospect. So I didn't mind doing that deal, but I kind of had a feeling like that may have been on your mind. So yeah, interesting that we're thinking similarly on that.
It was straight up Judkins for Harvey. I thought it was
no. It was also. I mean, it was a bigger deal. I also got Genty, and I sent you like Christian McCaffrey.
Okay.
And was it Garrett Wilson I sent you?
Yeah, Garrett Wilson. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Blake, I don't know if you want.
That's a big deal. I can try to pull it up.
Yeah, you can even pull that up. So yeah, that's in the Guardians League where I just added you as the co-manager just so for the purpose of this live stream.
Okay.
So yeah, see if you can pull that up. But yeah, it was basically a 3-for-2 trade. And let's see, this league, just to give everyone some context on it, this is a 10-team league, and it's a start 9. It's a shallower league. Yeah,
Okay, start 9. Okay.
Yeah, I believe it's a start 9. So yeah, you're more valuing the studs. And let's see, yeah, it's super flex. It is, I think it's basically a PPR. It might be like tiered or something. But there's no real big like tight end premium or anything. Probably the most interesting thing are the big play bonuses. It's kind of like if you pull up the scoring, it's kind of complicated. But probably the easiest way to summarize it is big plays are definitely rewarded in this league.
Okay.
But yeah, other than that, the easiest way to think of it is just kind of like a normal like super flex PPR league. Not much in the way of tight end premium. But yeah, 10-team start 9, so it's definitely shallow. Are you able to find that trade, Blake?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got it pulled up here. By the way, you're little bro's in the chat here, so
very nice.
Let's see what he's saying. He's saying, Najee, and he said he personally wasn't big on Hampton over the other running backs before the NFL draft took place, but he's glad the Broncos didn't take Hampton because he likes RJ as like a later round back. Yeah. And then he's also said Judkins will easily be the lead back, but will produce for his worth, in years beyond his rookie season. So he'll probably heat up more, he's saying, which I completely agree with as well. Like Harvey is projected right now to score more points year one, though, we'll talk about it in this trade you guys just made because it has both of them. Judkins' dynasty value, I mean, he fits the bill of a guy that could be a top 3 dynasty back if things go right. Where Harvey, he's much more capped in his ceiling, though the floor seems to be, higher immediately as far as like production goes.
Yeah, I mean, basically, like, I wouldn't have been dying to, like, if it was just a 1-for-1 swap, like Judkins for Harvey, I wouldn't have been, like, dying to make it. Like, maybe I would have considered it just to kind of, like, diversify, because I think at the time I had, like, 3 Harvey shares and no Judkins. But I think, I was fine doing it for the kind of diversification factor. But I like the rest of the deal, so it was just kind of like, okay, yeah, I'll take a Judkins share,
Yeah, so let's take a look at this deal. I mean, this reminds me of a deal that you and I made, Dan, though there's like, McCaffrey's the only player that,
Yeah,
but
you talk about the one in Bums and Ballers.
Yeah, and I would be getting the side back that was like technically Randy's side, like in that one. Yeah.
You would have been on Randy's side, but yeah, in that trade, you get like George Pickens and CMC
for Bucky. Oh yeah, and George Pickens for CMC for basically Bucky because Mason in the second can cross out. But exactly. So yeah, this deal here we got on the screen for anyone listening, and not watching. We have we'll just remove Musgrave from it.
I caught up like immediately after. It didn't seem like Randy was really expecting it didn't seem like Musgrave was any credit in the deal, so I was fine to just accept and just cut him after. Yeah,
he's like. Here we got a screen for anyone listening. Okay, there we go. So yeah, we got Ashton Genty and Judkins going to Dan in return for Garrett Wilson, CMC, RJ Harvey, and a third. So that's the deal. So yeah, I mean, this is any deal with Genty. Sorry. Yeah, it's basically like if you replace Genty for Bucky. And then, like, Garrett Wilson's obviously way better than Pickens, but you also have CMC in there. Yeah, it's pretty damn similar. It's the structure of it. And then, Yeah.
I think you can basically cross off Judkins and Harvey. I mean, I know Judkins probably has a little more dynasty value, but
Yeah.
I think Randy and I both see him as like pretty similar.
Yeah.
Maybe
That's how I looked at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I think you can kind of cross those off. We said we can cross off Musgrave. I mean, the third we're not really too worried about. That's fine. So it's basically Genty for Garrett Wilson and CMC. So what do you think about that in a 10-team start 9?
For me or for Randy there?
Either of you. Actually, we'll Blake, because you're like neutral party here, so I'm kind of curious what your thoughts are.
Well, yeah, because it's a start 9. That's interesting. Yeah, and it's you said it's a 10-team.
10-team.
God,
yeah. 90 players are being started each week.
See, that's a tough one because with absolutely zero time to think about it, like I'm generally going to lean. Okay, I'm going to take Ashton Genty. However, I made the deal for a reason in the Bums and Ball Owners League where I got CMC back, and maybe Randy was thinking also something similar. Where it's like, I mean, CMC's. I mean, it's not. If we're being realistic, if he's healthy, he's gonna outscore Genty. It's probably gonna happen.
Yeah.
And then you just you print. I like calling it like you print out a free Garrett Wilson. Right. Because you like match that production for the next year, or maybe beyond. Who knows? Maybe CMC is going to play another 3+ years, and kind of take that Henry path. And you just have a free Garrett Wilson to work with now. So like I can definitely understand if Randy needs to add basically a Garrett Wilson. He didn't lose anything in production year 1 projection wise. Of course, injuries can derail that. So.
Yeah.
But man, if I'm absolutely loaded in value, I can certainly justify, that's a good price to just go and get Genty in this format. Though I'm a big like go and get CMC right now on the discount guy. Like I think I've got like 4 of them this offseason. So
Sure. Oh yeah.
That's how I looked at it basically. I basically just looked at it as Genty for CMC and Wilson, and then also got a third.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I understand it.
I think it was a totally fair trade for both sides. And like when I got the offer from Randy, I was like, okay, like I can definitely see how this would be a savvy trade. And this is typically more so the kind of trade like I feel like I would be on that other side for, because typically I'm a big fan of like the tier down trades. But in this league, I felt like my depth was pretty good, that I could kind of afford to do this and just get Genty there. I felt like my wide receiver depth was pretty good, that I felt like I could afford to lose Garrett Wilson. Although, I mean, looking at my team now, like I wish I had a little more receiver depth on the bench. And so Randy and I, we were negotiating after this deal. We weren't able to quite come to an agreement, but it was basically Randy would have gotten CeeDee Lamb from me, and then I was going to get Randy was basically offering like Garrett Wilson and Xavier Worthy. But I mean, like in this shallow format, like I basically was like asking for like a first on top of that. So maybe that was like a little much, but I felt like just Wilson and Worthy was like a little, not quite enough. So I don't know, maybe there was like somewhere we could meet in the middle there. Like who knows? Like maybe we'll, come back to that at some point. But it's tricky in such a shallow league. Like it's hard to know exactly, how much you want to like, tier up versus tier down.
That's basically my goal. Like I wanted to get as much depth to just trade all of them for superstars, but it's hard to trade when you're pretty smart, and then a lot of other people don't answer. But
oh yeah, for sure. So it's almost kind of like King of the Hill. We're stuck just
going back and forth.
But yeah, for sure.
So, by the way, Reed's, little bro, is in the chat. Is in the chat. No, is he? I gotta ask. Is he a Broncos fan or is he also a Packers fan?
He's a Broncos.
Okay, so I figured because he's saying Bo Nix over Jordan Love. In Dynasty, I'm all for it.
We should
actually made a similar trade. I think it was with you, Dan, was it? No, it was with you.
Oh, it was maybe
it was Bo Nix, and I gave him. I can't remember who it was, and I basically just got Jordan Love and Adonai Mitchell.
Okay.
Yeah. That was probably either with Joey Bradley or Nashilla. But I think that was in the league. I don't know if that's something you want to pull up.
Yeah. Right now, I got week 1 pulled up. This is interesting. I'm sure you've noticed this, Randy. But you got the little bro matchup here, week 1.
Very nice.
I got quarterback. I got both running backs and receiver. Easy done.
He's saying you're going for the win, but he doesn't realize you have to face him. But you guys do in fact face week 1, so I mean, I'm looking. These are pretty stacked rosters. Not gonna lie. Although, I'm seeing that Dalton Kincaid on Reed's side. I'm not loving that. That's like the ugliest. Oh, okay. He's got Njoku. I'm loving that though. So.
Oh yeah.
Kincaid's got to be like the most ineffective like tight end to like have in your starting lineup. You're just like you might as well have Hunter Henry or something in there, who he also owns. Funny enough.
Yeah.
I have so much depth in that league. I just need to make a move.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, your team looks awesome. I mean, like the starting lineup is like absolutely like stacked top to bottom, and yeah, I love that you got like the Devontae Adams and CMC, just kind of like those cheat codes of like the older like cheap veterans and.
Oh man, yeah. I'm looking at your roster right now. That's pretty nasty. You got a lot of good guys on the bench. Warren Smith. Yeah, you're prime for a tier up here.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe we could make a live trade here on stream here. What do you think, Randy? Like, what would be your best offer? Like, what's the most you'd be willing to add to Wilson and Worthy to get CeeDee Lamb in a 10-team start 9?
I don't know. I mean, you wouldn't do Wilson, Worthy for Lamb? No.
Just feels a little light. Feels a little light in a shallow league.
I don't know. I'd throw in a second. That's probably the most I could do.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say that's pretty close. I don't know. I might be willing to do that. Hey, I mean, if nothing else, for the just for the fun of making a deal on stream. What do you think, Blake? Like, do you think that's a nice compromise? Like, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, like you just mentioned, you would like to get some receiver help, so you're just certainly getting that. You're getting kind of like your tier down as well. Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you're looking for depth, and he's looking to give some up, I mean.
Also, doesn't have to be those receivers. We could look somewhere else.
Right.
Yeah.
Brown or Travis Hunter. They're on lock.
Okay.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
I'll pull up your team here. Maybe I'll send an offer right here, and we can get something done. Okay, but yeah, I see you got the locks on some of the players, so I guess it's at least helpful in this context to know. Those are the players I should just steer clear of if I want to get a deal done here.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking at your bench and I'm understanding now, Dan. Yeah. Your guys' benches are night and day.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, it probably would be a win-win trade.
I would assume you had like better than Adam Thielen on the bench.
Well, I did prior to trading for Genti, so I guess that was maybe a bridge too far with the tier up. So
yeah, well, you can always fix it now.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, Saquon would be fun too. I don't know. I don't want to like complicate this too much. It seems like we probably got like a deal in place that would both be happy with. But I could use more receiver depth, so I think Wilson and Worthy probably makes sense. And I do have Patrick Mahomes, so I get a little stack there.
I actually took the lock off of Saquon today.
Did you? Okay.
This is the Madden cover.
Oh, gosh.
I don't rock with that.
Hey, maybe I need to swoop in here and get some Saquon. Okay, so let's see. So Saquon and Lamb. Could I get Saquon and Worthy? Would you do that?
I don't know.
No?
Probably not.
Okay.
Because then I would have Harvey and CMC as my 2 running backs.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm a little weak in running back. I'm not gonna. Those are my only 3 running backs.
Gotcha. Yeah, you got some nice 3 ones,
Blue, I think.
Yeah, you got nothing basically beyond those 3, unless Blue's something.
Yeah.
They're pretty injury prone, so I think I'll probably hold on to my running backs.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Wilson, Worthy, 26 second. Okay, you got 2 of them. So you got Joey Bradley and JQQE. I mean, is it a deal breaker? Which one here? Is there like a major difference? I'd have to like look at their teams to see how they are. I think they both. I mean, Joey might be a little bit.
Now, I don't want to complicate things here, but Reed's in the chat saying he's got some running backs. Let's do a 3-way trade.
Oh gosh.
And he's seeing if there's any way to get in here. I mean, we could absolutely get him in here if he's available.
The action here.
Yeah.
Should we get a call a little bro in here and see if there's a 3-way deal? Is there? I don't have him on. Oh wait, no, I can just message him on here, right?
On YouTube or?
Like I can give him the link if he wants to try and join here for a 3-way trade.
Okay. Yeah, we could do that. don't know if you want to put it in the live chat, and then like.
I'll put it like in the message group. I got them now.
Okay, perfect.
There you go. You should be able to join that there, Reed. Hopefully you have like Zoom downloaded. I don't know if you need to or not.
But yeah, in the meantime, I'll send this offer so that Randy's got in his inbox. I do think that'd be pretty fair, and I do think that'd probably be a win-win. Yeah, it is my one lamb share, so I do hate to lose that, but I do think it would make some sense here.
I'm a little biased towards Lamb. He single-handedly won me my cousin league last year. I mean, that stretch of him just going off and off and off.
Oh,
yeah, him and Dak were just.
Oh yeah, I mean when a player just like goes off like that and helps you win a championship, like you're just like
a little biased.
Yeah. Hey, how you going?
Pull up. What's up with the whole little bro thing? Like, I don't know. What league am I in with you?
So this is the Guardians League.
Guardians.
Blake's in Guardians?
No, I'm not.
You're not in the league with him.
Yeah, I am though. I'm in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm Dan Fortune 500 in that league.
How did he hear about the little bro?
Just got the word. That's all.
That's
great. I'll tell just by looking at you.
Yeah.
I just assumed you actually were the little brother. Like I just found out that.
Randy does sound like the name Randy sounds older than Reed, like undoubtedly.
Randall.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
Randall Duncan.
What are you? 21?
Yeah.
And how old are you, Reed?
23.
23. Okay.
Older. See, I'm balding. He's got his...
Yeah, same here. Me and Dan can relate here.
But he can't grow anything, though.
Don't try to.
Yeah.
So what are we thinking here, little bro? What we got for any ideas for a three-way trade?
I just left my accounting class to do this, so.
Oh, beautiful!
I love it.
Wow.
I'm loving the dedication.
Priorities.
Oh, this is more important.
Yeah.
Shoot. How can I help Randy?
I just want
I don't want to
to
help
see.
him too much. Like, this team's already pretty stacked here, so we can't help him too
I don't
much.
need depth. That's for sure.
Yeah.
There was one thing I noticed. I don't know if either of you guys need an extra quarterback, but like Reed's got QBs for days. If that interests anyone. Yeah.
I mean, the only problem is like in this league with it being
It's the one.
Quarterback
this is
league.
the one quarterback.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the
I'm
problem
fine
is,
having Fields as my backup.
yeah. I mean, the crazy thing is that quarterbacks like score a ton in this league with the scoring. But yeah, with it only being like no super flex spot.
Yeah.
It's really tough to like give them too much value, but yet they are important. So it's kind of like this weird paradox.
Yeah, I'm seeing you're good, Dan. Like you have Goff and Purdy on the bench. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's going to be anything there, but yeah, if Randy's happy with his Fields, of course, he'll be awesome. Then I just noticed that was a strength on his bench there.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just have to hold them until someone needs one during the season.
Yeah.
And try to get someone when they're desperate.
Yeah.
But yeah, Reed, like what could your team need? Like, I mean, what would you want to like pluck off of Randy's team or my team, like if you could?
As much as I like my wide receiver depth, I don't feel like I have like a strong wide receiver one or like a so like McLaurin, Hill's okay. I don't know how much longer he has.
Right.
I still have faith in Hill for at least 2 to 3 more years. Like I think he's gonna have a good bounce back, but I think the depth or the strong like trusting wide receivers is not there because like Higgins injury history or
Yeah.
so.
Okay, so you're looking for some more. So wait, do you more want like depth, or do you more want like a top end guy, like a CeeDee Lamb or St. Brown or like one of those types?
I feel like a top end guy.
Yeah.
Like again, tight ends. Like all right, I have a couple of players that could fill that role, but yeah, probably a strong wide receiver.
So what's your interest?
What if you got Garrett Wilson and I got Saquon, but then I guess Randy would need a running back, so I would probably either have to like send him like probably I guess like Judkins, but he probably doesn't want Judkins back unless you're happy with him as RB3.
No.
Okay. That's what I figured.
Now I got a question though. For Randy, because you're saying you want top end guy. Like, where are you at on Adams? Because like, and where's Reed at on Adams? Because like he feels like a guy that kind of could fit what Reed might be saying. Like it's similar to the Tyreek thing. You're getting a lot of production. He's not going to be the most expensive guy in the world. It could fit into the deal somehow.
Yeah, I think he could finish top 10 realistically.
Yeah, I've been super high on Adams.
I was looking more at a
okay.
What about Nico?
I was looking more at a Nico than Adams because Adams does fit the role of Hill, where it's like, yeah, he could be good for a year or two, or he could, I mean, as much as I love Adams, and I think he's elite, but.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he's near that age cliff, so yeah, you just never know when that fall is going to come. Yeah, it should be. Good until further notice.
Oh, we had this. Oh, there we go. He's back.
Sorry.
No, yeah, no worries. So Nico. So okay, what do we think? So we got Nico in this potential deal. We have Lamb, and we have like Garrett Wilson and Worthy right now. So
yeah.
So basically,
I'm pieces together here. I could like start like a 3-way trade here on my phone.
Yeah, I could try to put one up like potentially on the screen here just so we can. Let me screen share. I don't think I am right now.
You're looking for running back depth, right, Dan?
I'm not opposed to it. I mean, I'm okay just rocking with Genty and Judkins, and then I have like a bunch of like kind of handcuff types or whatever, younger rookie running backs and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to getting a running back, but like I'm okay if I just have to rock it with what I have there. But yeah, I'm starting a 3-way trade right now, so let's see.
Yeah.
Reed selected, Randy selected, start trade proposal.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up just so we can all kind of see it on the screen here.
All right, so yeah, we're thinking maybe Nico Collins to being sent to Reed's team. I think that would fit the bill of a nice top-end receiver, not too old or anything like that. So I think that would work. Okay, Nico Collins. I'm gonna say send to Reed, and then. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to get Saquon, but I just don't know how we would do it unless I put, like, Genty in the deal, and probably don't really want to do that. So, but yeah, okay, but we know I want Wilson and Worthy.
Yeah.
So
now, you did say you're, like, a little more thin at running back. Like, I don't know where Reed's at on these running backs, but he does have a decent amount of depth.
I have some solid running backs.
Yeah, let's see. So you got A-Chain, Chase Brown, James Cook, James Conner. Even got some nice handcuffs. So yeah, pretty solid there.
Yeah. If you're just looking for some cheap depth, I think Conner. I mean, depends how you feel.
Oh yeah, I like Conner.
Yeah, I love Conner. I have like 8 Connors. It's ridiculous.
I love Conner. Like I don't feel like his value's crazy, so like people aren't like wanting to get him, so I'm like, okay, I'll keep holding on to him. He does good. That's
exactly what it is. He's the cheapest, like, most productive guy you can get at running back.
Solid guy.
Yeah.
A-Chain would probably fit the bill because he's probably like comparable in value to Nico. So what if I got A-Chain because Randy probably doesn't need him. So okay, we'll send A-Chain to me. Okay. And then would probably have to take Garrett Wilson out of the deal.
Okay.
Let's see, is there a way I could still get Worthy in this somehow? Oh, wait, what am I giving up? I'm giving up. CeeDee Lamb, of course. Okay. So yeah, what if I got like A-Chain and Worthy? Like I'm trying to think if that'd be enough for CeeDee Lamb. I mean, I think that's pretty close. What do you think, Blake?
Yeah, I mean, A-Chain's a huge play guy. Like I mean, he's definitely a great guy to have to start 9. So yeah, I mean, I could definitely see the appeal of that. So I'm just trying to think of what we got here. So
actually, I think I'd be okay with that. I mean, would you be willing to basically read like part with A-Chain for Nico Collins?
Yes, but I would also maybe like to add like one of my like wide receivers ish that are like good enough to like maybe have that flex role for like at least a decent-ish running back for like depth somehow. Because like after he's gone, it's like I have like maybe 3 guys that are
okay.
So I need at least someone who's like all right that between
okay.
y'all.
I mean, like someone as high as Judkins or someone lower than that.
No, I mean someone that could like play even a flex role or fill in for a bye week or something. Like it could be an older guy.
Literally, the only guy that I'm seeing that like isn't on your own team, as like in Connor, is like basically Jordan Mason right now. I'm seeing, and that's Stan. I think that owns him.
Yeah.
Does it need to be running back read, or can it be receiver or tight end? Because you're kind of low on tight end as well.
I have 3 starting, I think, solid tight ends. I think I'm all right with Jordan.
Reed, how do you feel about Jordan Mason? I'm really high on him. I know Blake is as well. How do you feel about him?
Yeah,
Not crazy about him?
What did they sign him for?
They traded for him and then extended him to a 2-year deal. I'm a Vikings fan for reference, and like my take on him is like he's a really like good like league winning potential kind of guy. Where it's like, okay, week 1 you might not be able to start him, but like Aaron Jones is not going to be getting the workload. He's injury prone, and he was really slowing down. Like they were really trying to cut down his workload. So I mean, I think Mason fits.
Yeah, if you throw in Mason, like
he sounded exactly like what you were like describing, as in like he could fill in.
I agree. If you throw in Mason, what is it back for me? Like I would only like to get rid of like a Kirk. I don't really have a need for a Christian Kirk. I don't know if you would. Like a Christian Kirk, Cooper, or Allen. Like because Mason's not going to play for you. These 3 guys probably won't play for me. So it's like filling depth for you, maybe if you need it, and then getting some for me. I don't know.
What if we did like a second, third swap where like I got like your second and I gave you my third, and that's basically the price of Jordan Mason. So basically you give a second, you get Jordan Mason and a third. I mean, I think that's a great price for Jordan Mason. I love him personally.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna have to figure who to drop. I don't really.
I mean, if you want to throw me Keenan Allen or something, I mean, like that'd probably be like more fair in terms of like, Keenan Allen in a second or a second and Keenan Allen for Jordan Mason in a third. I mean, what do you think, Blake?
I would do Keenan in a third for a fourth. Like get a third and you get a fourth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was just thinking if you're gonna drop them.
Yeah.
Like who would you drop? I mean, I'll take whoever you're gonna drop, I guess, but.
That's why I'm like, I don't know. I hate, like, I don't like dropping players.
Well, I got an idea. Well, Gordon, you're already given away a chain, so why not give away Gordon? Like, I don't even think he's the handcuff because it should be right, but.
Should, yeah. I forgot.
You probably got Gordon because you had a chain, I'm assuming, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, that could be a good.
Okay, so you throw in Gordon, then you don't have to drop anyone?
And then you give me Mason, and then we do a third and fourth.
That would be the second, third.
Second and third, we said.
I would have to do. I don't know.
If it's the mediator, here's what I will say though. Nico Collins, especially like not even just in my opinion, but like is more valuable undoubtedly than a chain. So like, and I think this is the Mason second, third swap is a pretty good value as well. So you're almost kind of like winning both sides of the deal as is. So like, it's not a bad return as is for you. Like
also, with the second, it's going to be hard to get a starting player in the second, especially in a 9 flex league.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the second and the third might be more like a third and a fourth in a 12-team league, like start 10 or something.
Yeah,
because it's not going to hold as much value.
Yeah. Go ahead and send it because I do want to see it. Like,
okay, yeah.
Let's see. With the second and third.
Yeah, let's see what it looks like here.
You're talking about a 2026.
Yeah, 26.
Yeah.
Okay.
GD Lamb.
Gets rid of Nico and Xavier.
Okay, so 26 seconds, send to me, and then I'll send you a 26.
I want something from Randy. Give me like a late pick. Give me like a fifth or a fourth. Give me a fourth.
Come on, Luke, pipe down.
This is absurd. I don't like what you're. Yeah.
It's fair for Lamb, Collins, and Worthy. Nope, sorry.
You need to contribute a little more.
Okay, so I'm looking at what I have so far here. So with the three-way trade, I would get A-Chain, Worthy, a second, and Ollie Gordon, and I would send away. Oh, I forgot to put Lamb in there. I guess that's kind of an important thing, huh? All right, we'll send Lamb to Randy here. All right, let's look at it now. Okay, yeah. So I'm giving Lamb, Jordan Mason, and a third. I'm getting A-Chain, Worthy, a second, and Ollie Gordon. So yeah, let's just look at that first. So let's see, A-Chain and Worthy. Yeah, that's pretty close to Lamb. And then yeah, we do and then it's basically I get a second and Ollie Gordon for Jordan Mason and a third. Yeah, I mean, I'd prefer the Mason side there, but I guess that's close enough where I probably wouldn't let that ruin the deal. I guess I'm also wondering, am I getting quite enough for Lamb with A-Chain and Worthy? I don't hate that. I'll put a pin in that.
Do you value A-Chain over Garrett Wilson?
I mean, I'd say very similar.
I would say
probably a
A-Chain
little
over
bit.
Wilson.
Yeah, I'd say probably a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's fair. I get it.
Okay, and then Randy would get CD Lamb, and he would send Nico Collins and Xavier Worthy. I mean, yeah, that's pretty good for Randy because that's better than the. I mean, what do you think? Randy, how would you compare that to the trade offer that I sent you, where basically instead of Nico Collins, it's Garrett Wilson, but you also give a second? Which one do you prefer?
I would probably prefer this one. Honestly.
Yeah, so you don't lose any pick.
If I was Randy, I'd prefer giving up Wilson in a second. I think Nico.
No, it was Wilson Worthy in a second.
Yeah, Wilson.
Yeah. I'd prefer having Nico. Okay, to me, it's I would trade Garrett Wilson in a second for Nico.
I see. I gotcha.
You know, I personally would. It depends what year second. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it sounds like this is win-win because Randy likes it better. And then let's see, for Reed, he gets Nico Collins, Jordan Mason, and a third, and he gives up A-Chain, Ollie Gordon, and a second.
I mean, I think it's all even, to be fair.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm sitting here and it sounds like everyone's pretty happy with their side. I'm gonna be honest.
Randy gives me. Let's see. Give me 30 Bob.
Oh God, you sound like me.
Dude, I hate trading that.
Give me it, and we gotta do it.
How do you pronounce it, by the way? Is it Fab or Fob?
I say
Fab.
I
that's what we say. Yeah, we say Fab.
Bob.
It sounds more elegant. I don't know. All right.
How about this?
35.
Okay.
Fab Fob. We got a deal.
So wait, guys, I'm getting some notifications. Did you guys put a trade together? Because I was about to hit send on this.
Yeah, he just countered with the 30 Fab in it.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so
I need some money on top.
Come on. I'd rather send a fifth than that.
Do you guys have fifths in this league?
Yeah.
Okay, well, what about that then? Counter with a fifth?
I'll take a fourth over that.
Dude.
Give a fifth swap. Give me a fourth. I'll give you a fifth.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, I have 2/4. I'll do that.
Oh, shit. Okay, you guys gotta do it. I'm messing it up here.
I'll do it real quick.
And then your 2027 first for my 2026 second.
You don't have a fifth.
Huh?
You don't have a fifth.
I don't have a fifth for. I have a. Wait, what?
Yeah, you don't have a fifth.
For either year? I got a 2028. Oh, I got 2027 fifth.
Okay, I'll do.
2027.
I like 2027 draft class.
I'm giving you a 2027 fifth.
Oh, I'll give you 26.
2027 fourth. I want a 27 fourth.
Let me look at this. Let me take this
Oh,
back first.
Okay, give me a 20. Give me a 26.
So basically, Nico Worthy in a fourth for CD in a fifth. I mean,
27.
I think I'll do it just because Nico's. The only thing with him is he's injury prone.
Injuries, yeah. That's the only thing I'm a little worried about. But also, A-Chain injury. But
So Dan's cool with this trade then?
I think so. I'll be the last one to hit accept, but you guys work it out first, and then I'll kind of give my final decision on it.
Okay. Yeah.
Hold on, let me.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. I didn't think we'd have a live trade on here, let alone a
three-way.
This is pretty cool here. This is definitely a first on Dynasty Happy, so I'm loving this.
Oh, let's see. Okay. Give me that. And then.
Man, this is tough.
Is what I say. Don't let a fourth and a fifth swap in what is it, 2027 or whatever, even if it's 2026. Ruin.
I'm just cheap. You're probably right.
Don't let him ruin a deal in a 10-team start 9 league.
Bro, I can't take the fab off.
Yeah, I couldn't either. It wouldn't let me.
I'm just gonna send you 30 back.
I sent it.
Okay.
It should look good, I think.
No,
I just added your 2027.
Yeah, you're gonna do that.
I'm sure.
Backtrack. I said I wanted a 27 fourth. And then you got to do.
So let's see this.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
I guess, yeah. You want the 410? That's what it's going to be.
Banking on a 401.
Let me make sure I didn't mess anything up.
Team C is going to be out. Barkley's going to be out.
Only thing we did,
no
I really don't want to pay for the 2027 year yet, but I'll do it. I sent it.
Wait, what?
I sent it. Or did you already send it?
Yeah, I sent it.
Okay, yeah, I see 2 different offers here. So which one should I click on?
Just do the latest one. So just do.
I want RJ, but I know that you know that I want him, and you're gonna make me hit like crazy.
Yeah. I'll put the lock on him just for you. Lock on him.
That's why I hate that you traded him, RJ, because there's no chance of me getting him now. It's like, bro, and I wanted RJ in the draft, and I had a feeling you were gonna snipe him.
You could have. You drafted you Golden over him, I'm pretty sure.
No, he went right before me, and then I went Golden. No, I went Golden, and I thought I would get RJ on the way. Like, I had 2 or 3 picks behind that. I was like, okay, I'm going to wait for that, and then...
You know what's funny about that? You drafted Golden just because I'm a Packers fan. So, that's a little bit
No, actually, I like Golden a lot. I think Golden will be the best receiver out of that class, in my opinion, this year.
That's what Steve Smith Sr. thinks also.
And we think alike, so... I'm winning this year.
We'll see.
So I'm seeing the offer here because I just got added as a co-manager before the stream. So this is the one Randy sent, right? And then
yes.
Reed, you get your 4th and 5th swap in there. You're good with that.
I'm good. Yeah.
Okay. Let's get an accept there.
Accepted.
Okay. Dan, you're the missing piece then, I think.
Yeah. It feels just like a tiny bit light.
Oh my god.
Tiny bit light.
So much.
Oh.
Hey, I let you guys work it all out. Now I'm
okay.
I'm giving my feedback. I've had a chance to look at this. I don't think we're very far, but like, yeah, I'm trying to. I don't know if it makes more sense to get a little something from Randy or from Reed here. But I mean, this is definitely a better deal for Randy compared to the one he agreed to earlier. Could we do like a swap of like Addison and Godwin or something like that?
Milk 'em.
What?
I said milk 'em. Take everything. Take it.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think with the pick swap, it leans a little bit the other way. I think, I'm not just saying this because you're my brother. I think Reed's winning the trade out of all of us.
Okay.
So if anything,
I agree. I agree. I think Reed.
I'll give you a little.
I think maybe you should.
Without the pick swap, I think Reed's already winning it as is.
I think maybe you should do a pick swap with him.
But that's what we did.
That's a way.
That was just to get Jordan Mason.
No. He was doing the. Oh yeah, the Jordan Mason. Yeah, and he did a pick swap with
that's
Randy.
True.
And so
the little bro tax.
I'd give you a little fab, but
give me a little
I've already picked. I'm pick swapping I'm giving you a second for a third, and I'm doing a late one for Randy. That was just because most.
I mean, honestly, like I'd rather just take Jordan Mason out of the deal, and I mean, like we could just nix the pick swap. I mean, I'd rather just keep Jordan Mason.
Okay, so you were fine with it before Randy and I did the pick swap.
No, he was just thinking. No,
I'm just looking at I'm not even looking at anything between you guys. I'm just looking at like what I'm getting versus what I'm giving, and I just feel like it's just slightly light. Like I don't love losing Jordan Mason, and I'm just saying like I kind of like my deal better. Like I like my deal with just Randy a little better where I was just getting like Garrett Wilson, Worthy in a second. Like that seemed pretty solid to me. I mean, A-Chain I value slightly more than Wilson, but they're pretty similar. So basically, I'm still getting a second, but I'm losing Jordan Mason in a third compared to like my deal with Randy earlier, where like I wasn't losing those things. You see what I mean?
Reed, you weren't even high on Jordan Mason, so.
Yeah, so maybe it makes sense.
I mean, I mean,
you can keep Ollie Gordon.
You could always use that second to get a different back that you like more, I'm assuming, too.
If we took that out, then that second would have to... Second to third pick swap would have to adjust
remove the pick swap, but you could also use that second to adjust. And you also do have... I noticed you have James Cook handcuffed with, like, Ray Davis as well. So maybe, if you were concerned, like, you definitely could get another handcuff with, the second or whatever you want to do as starting running back. It's just some good insurance anyways to get someone in case you need one.
So what? I lost the trade. So
I can send like the new one because I have it on my phone right now, like updated.
Yeah.
I'll just send it just so you can see it. But then, it's just that you would have already technically accepted it, Dan. So just remember that because I sent it. But it's just what you said. It was like Lamb for Chain Worthy.
Okay. Well, yeah. Don't hit accept Reed and Randy until I give the okay here. But yeah, okay. Now I'm losing Lamb. I'm getting A-Chain and Worthy. So yeah, I think I like that a little better. Let me just look at something.
Maybe if you still feel like you're not getting more value, have something in mind. But
okay. Yeah. I mean, it's a little light compared to Randy and I's offer from earlier. I mean, I did like getting the second in that. I kind of felt like that could justify losing a bona fide stud and CeeDee Lamb in a very shallow league.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd like to get a second here some way, somehow. I mean, I feel like, or very close to it. I mean, maybe a second, third swap. I don't know whether that'd come from Randy or from Reed. I'd have to look at the rest of the deal here.
I mean, you don't want Golden, Randy? Or what?
I have too much receiver depth. I mean, I want him, but I have too much. It wouldn't fit the trade, honestly, I don't think. I'm thinking...
I mean...
I have an idea.
Let's think. What?
So, instead of you getting that pick swap with me, basically, I would give Dan a fourth. I think. No, Dan would be getting a third, and then I would be giving you... No, wait, I completely butchered that. I'm sorry.
You're good.
You know what? This works out.
Yeah, I mean a third. I think we're pretty close there. Like maybe I could sign off on that because if I like A-Chain slightly more than Garrett Wilson.
Okay. Yeah, that makes.
I guess A-Chain in a third would be similar to like Garrett Wilson in a second. So I think we're pretty close there.
That sounds pretty like a good compromise potentially.
Yeah.
So what's changing?
So basically, you give me a fourth, and then Dan gets a third.
From you, Randy?
Yes, and it's actually your third, so you'd be getting back.
Wait. Okay, so
now you would be giving up A-Chain in a fourth and getting Nico. I think that's what it was, right? Unless I butchered it again.
That pick swap's still in there for the fourth, fifth, just like randomly is in there. but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Honestly, as the
I sent the new one just so y'all can look at it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm pulling it up now. So now I'm getting A-Chain Worthy in a third. I'm giving up CeeDee Lamb. Reed, you're getting Nico Collins. You're giving A-Chain in a fourth. And then Randy gets CeeDee Lamb in a fourth. He gives Nico Worthy in a third.
Yeah, this one makes the most sense, like from just sitting as a meteor, because like Nico Collins is just better than a chain. Like there's just it's undoubtedly. Like,
yeah, I see it a little differently, but I do agree with fourth bounces it out enough.
Especially in nine.
I mean the fourth is basically like nothing. So like
I do worry about Collins with these two new wide receiver threats on the team, but I don't think it's enough to.
Yeah, I mean Collins is still a stud. Yeah. I mean, he's a proven stud.
Yeah.
Do you still want Gordon or no?
I mean, if you're gonna cut him, like sure I'll take him, but like I mean I wouldn't really like want to like add anything.
Yeah, I'll throw him in because I'd probably cut him.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
And then that's probably.
I mean, I'd probably have to cut someone. So I don't know.
If you want to just give me someone you don't really want.
Yeah, I'll give you someone I'm going to cut. Like Calvin Austin or someone.
Cut for cut.
Yeah.
What about one of these running backs you don't want?
Oh, okay, let me look at them. I mean, I have a lot of Trevor Etienne. I could probably put him in.
Yeah, I have Rico, so.
Oh, yeah, okay, that can make sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you want to own both the Panthers' handcuffs there?
Both Panthers.
Well, because yeah.
Oh yeah.
That sounds like it would make sense from like his perspective. He wants some more backs and.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe that's a nice compromise then. I'm fine getting Ollie Gordon for Trevor Etienne, and that's close enough.
I sent that.
I'm getting Gordon. I'm giving Etienne.
That's
I'm
fair.
getting third. Yeah. I think I'm good with this.
Reed, you good with it?
Yeah. I'm good.
Yeah, I don't think I'm.
That's awesome when Dan's like, wait a second.
The criticism you always hear in three-way trades is that there's always like one person getting screwed, but
this is even.
Yeah.
I think this is probably the most even three-way trade I've ever seen. I've never been in one. I've wanted to do one.
Yeah.
Well, you boys
but not one like this.
You fellas are 2 clicks away from
Okay, should we do this, guys? Are we doing it?
Yeah, I sent it.
Okay. I accepted.
All right, A-Chain Worthy, Gordon a third, giving up Lamb and Etienne. All right, I'm going to hit accept. Doing it for the stream. But no, I do like the deal. I think it makes a lot of sense.
Boom, boom.
Trade has been completed. Look at that.
Watch Worthy go absolutely nuclear this year.
I'm hoping he does. I mean, we do have the big play bonuses, so hopefully
that is true.
He's good in this format. But
true, yeah.
I mean, at the same time, I think Rice still projects to be the wide receiver one there. So Worthy's breakout did come without Rice. So, there's a little concern about that. They also took Jalen Royals in the draft, who some people like. I'm still a little undecided on him, but...
I mean, Worthy and a chain, I wasn't even thinking about that, but yeah, that brought me up a little bit more now, especially, than I even was looking at your side, Dan, because, that makes a lot more sense with the bonuses.
That, I don't have to start Judkins right away. Or I could even, now I have the option if I want to, move Judkins, just, if I'm a little lower on him than the market because of the Cleveland landing spot, I could always, move him for a receiver or future picks or whatever. So, yeah, I like this. I think that was a really good deal for everyone.
Yeah, kind of from the outside perspective, I think this trade made a lot of sense for basically everyone in here. Randy got to use his depth, get the best player in the deal.
He got CeeDee Lamb, so Randy's got
all I wanted.
Reed gets a stud receiver. I mean, I love Nico Collins, so I definitely love what he gets back. And then I also from your perspective, Dan, you needed an extra kind of player so you don't have to start Adam Thielen week 2, whatever injury happens. So yeah, I mean that made a lot of sense, honestly.
Oh, totally. And actually, I don't know how much more time we have, but it did relate to one of the topics that I wanted to discuss, maybe at least briefly here. But the question is, how much depth is enough, when you're a contender? How many players on your bench do you generally want that you'd feel pretty comfortable, putting into your starting lineup? Does anyone have any thoughts about that? I mean, is it, a couple guys, or what do you like to have?
So last year in the King of the Hill League, that I was talking about.
Yeah.
My only depth players were Bateman, Amari Cooper, Kupp, and Montgomery.
Oh wow.
And they're all four super unreliable, and I won. So that I was always a big depth guy, but that right there kind of showed that you don't really need it too much.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
As long as you don't get unlucky with injuries.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So maybe you got a little lucky there, but
Mhm.
even if you did, you could always then make trades, in season.
Exactly.
So yeah, would you rather just like have like that excess like converted into future draft picks, so you kind of get that insulated value, and you don't have to worry about like players just rotting on your bench losing value? That you don't
Exactly.
need? Yeah.
See, I prefer debt to some degree,
Yeah.
especially when the season gets going and say like you were in need of those players, but now
Right.
you don't. Then you got to trade away maybe a bigger piece you didn't want to get
Right.
that
Right.
depth you were missing. But it really does depend like how the league's shaped, and like for this one, I don't think depth matters too much, But I do like to have it also.
Yeah, but yeah, I think Reed, like I share some of your concern, because a lot of players are worth more, especially like running backs, when like it's in season and they're scoring points, and it's like a scarce position and like everyone needs them. So yeah, like sometimes I worry that like if I go like too thin, especially at running back or just in general, like am I going to be paying that like in season tax to like get those points and pay more than I would have had to pay in the off season? What do you think, Blake?
Yeah, I think both what Reed and Randy said are both like kind of what I think is they're both different conversations as far as like I don't want a ton of depth. I don't like so there's a couple leagues where I just kind of have it, and it's kind of maybe one of those situations where I'm bringing it into season and I have some of those players I can kind of sell higher in season when they're scoring points. So I'm fine with that.
Right.
But for the most part, I don't want to like too much depth. Otherwise, just overkill and you're taking on more risk than need be. But you also don't want to have Adam Thielen as your like tough. And I have that in a league where he's literally to start 11 by like last flex player. But also it's because I did the startup and I have 4 firsts in my back pocket. So it's like was really like pushing that depth versus like draft picks. So yeah, I mean that's a little overkill. Like I'll have to do something to compensate for that, because like Reed's saying, like I don't want to have to like kind of scramble out early on in the season and potentially pay more for these players, because as we know, veteran, especially like running backs, are generally cheaper right now versus like week 1 after they score 20 points and fall in the end zone twice. Right.
Exactly. Yeah, like for example, I just recently traded for Joe Mixon in a league where I just didn't need running back help whatsoever. I have like Saquon and Derrick Henry and Kamara, but I traded for Mixon because like I basically just got him for a second. And my thought is, if he produces early in the season, like can I flip him for like 2 seconds or something like that, or a second plus, like a fun throw in, maybe a rookie that hasn't done anything like early in the season, I can just kind of get him thrown in there. So to me, that like I guess there's some risk there, because like if Mixon comes out and he's like gets injured, or he's just like all of a sudden he's like lost it, then I'm kind of screwed, obviously. So there's some risk there, but I kind of feel like I don't mind at the right price getting some extra depth if I feel like it'd be easy to flip early in the season, possibly even for a profit.
Yeah, it's not hard to sell guys like Mixon and stuff in season.
Right.
So
yeah, so maybe it's a little dependent on what kind of player it is. Like, yeah, like I wouldn't want like extra depth in the form of like Trey Harris or Jaden Higgins. Like they might do absolutely nothing early in the season. So yeah, I do think it is a little player dependent.
Yeah, exactly. Like, especially I just noticed like Randy's got like Stephon Diggs, which if he's kind of one of your extra like in this the King Hill, if he's like kind of your one of your extra guys, like he's a good guy to bring in the season. You don't need to rely on him early, and then he could end up fitting in your lineup. But like if he's your 6th guy on your bench or whatever, like it's kind of just like, oh my god, like he might just be absolutely cooked and you're getting nothing for him. Like I don't know, he's a good candidate for like if you need one extra guy in season, but like he's not an easy football player like a Mixon basically. So like I'm not trying to go out and get an extra players like Stephon Diggs and Brian Robinson and stuff that are going to be like really hard to flip. That's the key.
I think that's why like during the off season I got Jacoby, and I got Jacoby and Njoku, and I gave up Trey Benson in a second. I felt like I needed depth in that tight end spot, and I really do like Jacoby a lot.
Me too.
With Geno.
Yep.
I think he could be like a plug-in like immediately over Connor, for example, or if Tyreek Hill's not playing or whatever, I think he could fit in that role and cover it well, you know.
Yeah, Jacoby Myers is always like kind of that. Every year he's like underrated. It is interesting this year with them like drafting Jack Besh, and they even like took like Dante Thornton in round like 4 or 5, and you got Bowers like on the ascension. So yeah, I don't know. Like, do you think like is there any, there could be some chance Myers falls off a little bit, but at least like early in the season, like he should be really really good, especially with Geno there.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't see him. I just see him being that guy, other than the best tight end in the league, but
yeah.
And I think also with having you look at the quarterbacks he has to Geno, who is just super pass heavy, but he's also one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the league, and I think that meshes well with him. And also now having a run game on top of that, it can open up a lot more.
By the way, I haven't heard anyone like ever discuss this, but like Chip Kelly's like really well known for his hurry up offense and running like basically the most plays of any team in the NFL, which is really good for fantasy. So
for sure.
Love that for Raiders.
And I hope they're playing a lot of like catch up, and they got to just throw the ball a lot, which they will with those 3 teams in their division.
Yeah.
And yes, speaking of Chip Kelly, I think that's one of the reasons why I'm like extra excited about Genty. Not that we needed that many more reasons, but he's definitely has like a good history with running backs. Like I was looking back on like LaShawn McCoy's like career stats by season, and he had at least his best rushing season in his first year under Chip Kelly when he was on the Eagles. So I think that was kind of interesting.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So So I got 3 Genty shares now, so I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, I think that Raiders offense like should be pretty fun this year with all the talent they added. Yeah, especially a quarterback, but of course, Genty, and then the receivers in the draft, and you got Jacoby Myers there. It should be pretty fun.
Yeah, and Randy was mentioned.
That'll be a good division.
Oh yeah, I mean that could be, like a lot of shootouts. Randy was mentioning he likes Geno too. Like, I really like Geno. If you just need a quarterback in a super flex, like he's pretty obtainable, and I don't think he's gonna be like a world beater. But as far as like cheap second quarterbacks go, like I think he's probably the best candidate right now for price. In my opinion.
I think
was it Jalen Coker and
Devin Neal or something.
Devin Neal,
right? Oh, great deal.
Yeah,
that was just stupid. But like, I don't ever get this stuff thrown at me. Or
you don't try, you don't attempt.
I don't, because I'm like, no, there's no way, right?
Well, at least that was in the free. At least that was in a free league. So at least that wasn't in a money league. Yeah. Why?
I'm gonna pay that kid to throw me.
Yeah.
Well,
hey, that's what you got to do. Like, if you see someone making a bad trade, you got to like then go to that manager and be like, okay, what can I get off of them? What kind of deal can I get?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I also think, like, drafting wise this year, like, I know everyone says it like late quarterback, that's what you should do, but I really think this year's like late quarterback. That is like what you should do, because you can get McCarthy late, you can get Penix late, you can get Lawrence late, Geno late.
Yeah.
Purdy's
like
falling. Love is falling again. I think there's just a bunch of late quarterbacks you can get.
You're talking about like in your typical like home redraft league?
Just a redraft, best ball, whatever.
Yeah. Baker is QB6, by the way. I saw in redraft, and I mean I love Baker, but that is a hefty price.
Is that with like 4-point passing touchdowns or 6 play?
I probably both. Like he's just like QB6 and like redraft, like whatever thing. I mean, I'll take a guy in like double-digit rounds at that point. As much as I love Baker, but
I just think that was his peak, probably fantasy-wise, and so
it's hard to throw 40 touchdowns again. Now he could be really good, but it doesn't mean he's going to be paying off his QB6 price tag.
I just think some of those lower quarterbacks 4 or 5 rounds later could easily be above him.
Yeah, odds are you could just grab 2 quarterbacks in round 10 and beyond. And then one of them will outscore him probably.
Especially if it's like a best ball. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Oh, if it was a best ball, especially. But
last year, I won a lot of money. You can ask Reed with Sam Darnold. I mean, I was drafting him consistently in like round 14, 15.
Awesome.
It was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Was that on Underdog, Randy?
No, it was on Sleeper.
Okay.
Basketball, yeah,
Winning
basketball
the
redraft
leagues.
sleepers.
Oh wow. Okay.
Super flex.
Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah. Dan and I had him in our co-managed Dynasty league, and we had no quarterback too. Like we looked like we were just like kicking the can like year one. And we did not plan on it, and we specifically drafted Darnold. Like we were in the startup on the clock, and Darnold signed, and we're like, yes, like we're like getting them. So we made the pick, and then it was best case scenario, and we basically we're like a Jalen Hurts concussion away from going to the finals, which we would have then won. Yeah. But that was the story of my season, Jalen Hurts concussion. So.
Oh yeah, and James Conner getting injured. Yeah, that
was
both.
Both week 16.
Yeah, the entire portfolio was just like wiped from those.
I had 6 of 12 teams in the semis, and 5 of them had James Conner, which he did put up a good week at least. But 4 of them had Jalen Hurts as well, so the combination of the two is just disastrous. Yeah, no chip.
That's such bad luck.
Yeah.
One thing you can't control, and it sucks.
Yeah. If it wasn't the second drive of the game for the Eagles, it would have been fine. But it was literally the second drive, so not much you can do there.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, we do have a comment from Cooper here. I don't know if maybe I should have read this before we made the deal, but Cooper says, agree with Dan here. Lamb is the best piece, and in a 10-teamer, it's not easy to break apart any asset, so it's got to be worth it for Dan. In a 12-teamer, I'm taking the deal as Dan, but not in a 10-team. And then he also added, feel like Achane and Worthy is what London or Nico is worth, but Lamb needs a bit more running a 10-team that's just much harder.
I don't agree with that.
I don't know if he's thought with like...
I think he doesn't know about the big play bonuses and stuff like that, especially when you're talking about London.
I think that makes a big difference for guys like Achane and Worthy have big play written all over them.
Especially with him lining up a slot receiver all the time, wide out receiver. I mean, he's a special player.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean I love those guys. So I mean I'm happy with the deal, and I'm glad that I got to keep like Jordan Mason. I still got a pick in the form of the third. I didn't have to lose any picks. Even got Ollie Gordon thrown in. So yeah, I mean I'm happy with the deal, but just interesting reading that for Cooper. But it really does show you how much like. Sometimes it's hard to tell, like, if you're not in the league and you don't have a sense of, like, the exact scoring and the format and, like, weird big bonuses.
And what your team needs are and what your team looks like and everything. Exactly. Because I can see kind of, like, where he's coming from.
I can see why Cooper would say that. And, definitely respect his opinion. But yeah, I think knowing like the specifics of this league, like I still feel very good about the trade.
Yeah. Do we want to?
I don't know the scoring. I'm not going to lie.
Well, it's really complicated. I don't know how Randy came up with
I'm not into that.
Hey, I didn't come up with it.
I'll give you the players I want.
No, I was just a regular, league mate, and then the commish was terrible, never responding.
Yeah.
So I privately texted him saying like, "Hey, I'll take it over." And he's like, "Yeah, man, I can't do this anymore." I took it over.
Yeah.
I see.
Well, hey, I'm glad you saved the league because it's definitely been a fun one.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I had a question for y'all. So, like, what position do you think is going to be the hardest, like, drafting-wise this year?
For redraft?
For redraft, yeah.
Ooh.
Like, what's, like, the toughest to...
Like, the draft slot? Is that what you're saying? Or, like,
yeah.
Like,
I
guess...
No,
call it one QB. Just because... Yeah. I saw the end of the first round, and I mean, it looks pretty appealing because you get like CMC and like Genty and stuff there potentially. But that also might be a really hard decision because you might have to pick between like a Chain, Genty, and then it's like, okay, like, do I want like the young guys or do I want like CMC? Like, there could be a lot of very tough decisions there that I could see, and I'm sure there's some really good receivers around that area as well. I can see that being like a hard one to pick from, but there's a lot of really good selections. So, like, it's a good problem to have.
To me, it's the mid to late if it's one QB. There's just the 101, you get Chase, but on that back end around, you don't get the same value. Like, I'd rather have Brian Thomas and maybe, I don't know who can be. I'd rather have, over Jamar Chase and who else, Derrick Henry or something.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done like just like a regular redraft league draft yet, but I have been seeing some like underdog best ball drafts, and it does seem like there's like if you have that like 101, even maybe 102, like when you get to that 2-3 turn, it does seem like it's a bit of like a tier fall off, and you got like this big flat tier of guys, and it's like, oh, who the hell do I take here?
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think I'm with you.
Yeah. What do you think, Reed?
I mean, I've only done a couple, and I think all of it's just because I think when I've done it, the third, fourth round it's super weak.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there was like an entire round or two that was just super weak of players that I just didn't like, where I had to reach for a rookie like RJ or something. And I don't know. It's a weird year of drafting, and I think tight end is probably the position where I'm like, I have no idea what to do.
Just draft David Njoku, you know. I mean, I guess.
Like Jonnu.
Jonnu. Guys, or you probably wait. Like there's Hawkinson, I don't know. Like there's a bunch of guys I just don't like. Warren, he's appealing, but he's got probably the worst quarterback in the league. So like, there's just a bunch of guys I just don't know besides Bowers and McBride. That's like
I feel like tight end changes so much year to year, and anytime like Kelsey gets propped up to the first round or like Laporta to like the second, like it's always a mistake to draft them. Like they always disappoint after they have a season. Like it's better to draft those guys like after they disappoint and then they fall, and that's where they usually end up like having like the insane season where they're like a league winner and you got them like so like I'm fading tight end unless like one of the studs just like unexpectedly like falls where where I didn't expect him to. But
I actually saw a graph like on Twitter about like basically how advantageous like a tight end is versus like other points, and there's like it might seem like there's a huge advantage. I think that's why people draft, and again, like even if Bauer smashed stuff like that, if you're drafting him round 1 or whatever he's going to redraft, he's probably going round 2 or something, right? I gotta assume. But like the points per game he scores is barely better than if you got that from like your flex or receiver or whatever. So I mean, it's just, I don't know. If you're playing like a half PPR, like I could not even consider personally drafting Bowers and stuff. And then even in a full PPR, where like, okay, if you're a tight end premium, it's a different conversation, but not really any redraft leagues are tight end premium unless you guys are playing in them. So it's just really hard to draft those guys.
I think where the disconnect with tight end comes in is that if you look back on past seasons, you can say like, oh, the tight end 1 was a huge advantage, or even the tight end 2 or 3 was like a huge advantage. But the problem is predicting which one's going to end up being the tight end 1, 2, or 3. Because like you might think you're like taking them, you draft like Laporta last year, and then he finishes like tight end 10, and it was just like a wasted pick basically. You had no advantage versus your league mate. So I think that's what the tight end is. There's just such little margin of error. Like if you pick one early, like he better damn well be a top 3 tight end, or you just like set the pick on fire.
Yeah, and if you hit on the Jonnu last year,
right?
Then I mean you just gained such a huge edge.
See, that's where the advantage is like taking one late, and then if they're better than expected, then you got like a potential league winner.
Y'all have any tight end sleepers this year?
These are tight end premium sleepers, like for like Dynasty, but like
just 0.5.
Yeah, it's like a 0.5 premium still. Njoku,
Evan Ingram,
and Jonnu are like our favorite guys.
Also, Kincaid has fallen a lot from last year. And Kraft is so far down. And
I like Kraft.
He's
tight end 7.
He was gonna be the one I talked about, Tucker Kraft.
Yeah,
because I might be a little biased because obviously. But I watched every single snap, every single down, and he was by far our best pass catcher last year. I mean, night and day.
Interesting.
That could be because there was nobody reliable, and adding these 2 new rookie receivers could take something away.
There is a lot of target share. That's the only downside.
Yeah. Well, do you think the Packers could pass more this year? Like, what are your thoughts on that, Randy? Like, do you think last year was a little bit of an anomaly with how run-heavy they went in the second half of the season?
Last year was weird because there's a couple reasons. One, we got Josh Jacobs, and our run game was top 3 in the league, in my opinion. I mean, it was dominant.
Yeah.
Also, receivers, we had the most drops in the league. Either us or Chiefs, I can't remember. And then Jordan Love, his knee was all screwed up all year. I could just tell he wasn't as accurate as the year before.
Right.
It was just a bunch of things. And I think Matt LaFleur knew that and was trying different schemes, trying to run the ball a little more.
Yeah. Yeah, probably trying to hide Jordan Love a little bit in his injury because Love was gangbusters the year before. I mean, like, I don't remember exactly where he was going in Dynasty, but he was going, like, really
If I saw him go first round in Dynasty,
So, yeah, maybe, like, Jordan Love could be kind of a sneaky buy if he's, like, healthy this season and they throw the ball a little bit more and they got these new receivers. So, and maybe Tucker Kraft emerges. So that's definitely interesting hearing that from you being a Packers fan. Like, I've always thought he was a really good player, but it just seems like, the targets weren't quite there for him. But tight ends do need a while to develop typically. So maybe we see year 3 breakout now. So,
year 3.
Yeah.
You think Musgrave could have any role this year? Or no.
You just traded him away for nothing and got cut. So I don't think so.
There's my opinion on it. No, because I do think we could run a lot of 12 personnel, but Musgrave doesn't have that it factor like Kraft has. Every time Kraft had the ball in his hands, he made magic happen.
Kind of like, I think he's, people have compared him to like George Kittle before with just how good he is after the catch. And you can definitely see that making those big plays after the catch.
Yeah, I wish. I wish I had more Kraft after the rookie season because I think I did have like a couple Krafts. I had at least 2. And he was a guy I was really like wanting to get some of, but it was like, he's not worth anything, and he was like hurt. Like if that injury didn't happen, dude, to his like pec, because it didn't sound like he was gonna like play at the start of the season. And if that didn't happen, like I swear I would have been like, clicking him more on underdog because it's like you don't want to have like a 0, whatever. But luckily, I did have a couple Krafts, but like that was the one thing is like. I just Musgrave was like falling down every catch he got and just like tumbling, tripping over his own feet, and then you see Tucker Kraft with the ball in his hand, and it was like this guy is untackleable.
Well, it was funny. One of the first conversations I ever had with Blake over DM on Sleeper, I had just taken over this orphan, and Blake is in the league. That's how I met him, and is a non-tight end premium. And, I already had plenty of tight end depth. I had, like, Laporta going into his rookie season, who I felt good about. And I can't remember who else I had, but I was basically set at tight end. And I think I wanted to make a waiver move. I just needed to, like, get rid of someone. So I asked Blake. I think I'd gone – I spammed out, like, Tucker Kraft for a 4. Everyone declined. And so finally, like, Blake's, like, my last option. And I'm like, okay, like, nothing has worked so far. Maybe I can just level with them. So I'm like, okay, look, like, I'm probably just going to cut this guy. I think I was just trying to maybe get Fab or like something or like.
You were trying to get a couple Fab, but your mistake was because I would have given you that Fab. Yeah. But the mistake is I meant to like literally bid on him is what I meant to do, like, and just get him for free.
Right.
But I forgot to do it, and then someone else eventually picked him up.
Give me the Fab.
But the mistake you made was like, okay, well, you give me like 7 Fab for him or whatever it was, and I was like, because you said you're gonna cut him if I didn't, so I was like, yeah, just cut him. Like I'll pick him up for
that. But it was like when I was just throwing a Hail Mary, like, hey, maybe I just level with you.
If you said how much, because I remember when that happened, I was just like, well, I'm not gonna give up Fab when I can just get him for free. So. And then I didn't get him, unfortunately.
I wish I had kept him, but I might have to try to get a little Tucker Kraft now because I don't have any dynasty shares of him. So I don't know how easy or hard he is to get, but maybe I'll send out some offers.
Yeah, it's a good question because I would be much higher. Like I really like Kraft. I think the reason I would be higher is just I'm a little unsure about the target share and stuff. Like that's really the only question with him.
Exactly, I agree.
Yeah.
Just depends what people value him as. Whoever has him, But
there's a lot of different opinions on him,
Yeah, I'd be confident though if he was my tight end 1, and I was kind of punting a little bit there. I wouldn't be too mad about that.
And then just real quick on the Packers receivers, like Jaden Reed is probably one of the most like discussed players like on this channel. Like Blake and I think we're pretty high on him like relative to the market. It was a shame what happened with the Packers not throwing much, but like. Randy, are you a believer in Jaden Reed? And then also, how do you feel about the Packers finally taking a first-round receiver and Matthew Golden? So, like, how are you feeling about the wide receiver core this year?
Talk about the Matthew Golden thing. That was a surreal moment. I'll never forget that. I was screaming at my TV to get what's his name? The Michigan cornerback. I forgot his name.
Oh, dude, yeah. What is it? Will Johnson?
Will Johnson.
I was doing that too with the Vikings because we picked like a couple picks away too. Yeah.
Picks ahead, I think.
Yeah.
And then I see our owner walk up. I'm like, oh god, he's smirking. What's going on? Then he says, for the first time in 22 years.
Yeah.
And I just freaked out, and then they said Matthew Golden, and then that walk-up moment was probably the coolest draft walk-up moment I've ever seen. I might be a little biased, but
as a Vikings fan, I thought it was pretty cool. Like in Green Bay, it was pretty awesome.
Oh, that's right, because the draft was in Green Bay. I feel kind of out of it because like I wasn't able to watch any of the draft because I had this like siblings weekend planned with my brother and sister. And I had completely like forgotten the NFL draft was that weekend, and then we like couldn't change it. So basically, I didn't really get to watch any of it other than like I turned it on for like 5 minutes when like the Lions made their first round pick, but that's pretty much all I saw. So I kind of missed everything. But that sounds pretty cool. Might have to check that out
was
online
awesome.
or whatever.
No, it was awesome. Yeah, absolutely.
You could just, as he was walking up, you could slowly hear the "Go Pack Go" chants getting louder and louder.
Yeah, it was like there was so many people that like show up to that draft, and it was like nuts. You could hear on TV like just how loud it was. And they were saying right before, like I want to see how loud it gets like if they take a receiver here, because like the people on the TV like commentating were kind of predicting it. So what do you think for fantasy though, between like Reed, Golden, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, do you own any of these guys?
Let's talk Dynasty on this one.
Dynasty wise,
yeah,
I actually don't have a single share of Matthew Golden, which it kind of hurts me because I'm so high on him. It's just no one's selling him.
Yeah,
I'm selling him.
Oh, another trade.
Another trade. Go.
We'll talk trade after this.
Yeah,
and then Jaden Reed. So here's a funny statistic. Matthew Golden is our highest paid receiver now, which is funny to think about.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to have a lot of people don't put in that to perspective, but I think that has perspective in it from an owner's coach perspective. I mean, if you're paid, you're going to get the rock. That's just what I think.
Okay.
And then,
invested in capital.
Yeah. I mean, the first round draft capital more than anything. Like they want to show that, they took this guy for a reason and they're going to want to use him. And especially with being the first wide receiver they take in the first round in a million years, like you got to think he's probably going to get the rock at some point his rookie season.
Yeah. And then with Jaden Reed, he's a unique role. I mean, he lines up in the backfield. He's motioning all over the place. I think he's more of like the Debo to the IU kind of.
Which is valuable.
He's very valuable.
Yeah.
I mean, he was third, I think, in the league in drops, which if he can clean that up, there was a lot of fantasy points left on the board last year because of his drops.
Yeah.
I don't know. My opinion is either one, it like could open up a lot for him where he doesn't have the stress of trying to be that number one guy, or two, I see it as dynasty wise, Golden is staying there. He's not going. I think any of those other three guys, Watson, Dobbs, Reed, they could always.
None of them are going to be traded.
I think any one of them could be traded, and I think if they're traded, they would not be as efficient as they would be on Green Bay.
Right.
In my opinion, because I think Green Bay is just very inclusive, where they like to get all of their guys involved.
Right.
And I just don't. I trust Golden more in that situation than one of those guys possibly being shipped and being useless.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I have quite a few Reed shares. I drafted one Golden, but like I traded him like right after. That was kind of like my plan because it was a point per carry league, so I was really after running backs. But in any case, I really don't mind though the Packers taking Golden. Like I think Reed. Like I agree with you that it could open up things for Reed, and I think it's also hopefully just going to inspire the Packers to throw the ball more.
Yeah.
They have a lot of weapons now, and like you were saying, Randy, like last year was probably a bit of fluke with like the injury, and they just gotten Josh Jacobs. So, I think the Golden selection could be a good thing for Jaden Reed. So I'm hoping for a big year from that Packers passing offense.
Same.
Yeah, I mean, I only I have like a Reed or share or two, but I'm really not like it's not like the hopium of like, oh, like yes, like they drafted receivers, like he's gonna be awesome now because they're gonna pass it. But like I truly thought that in the draft, like going in, is I hope they draft someone like a Matthew Golden who's not gonna command a massive target share. He's gonna stretch the field, and it's gonna inspire the Packers to pass more because they ran the ball 50% of the time, or I think it was even more than that down the stretch. It was ridiculous, and then the Packers need to pass the ball more, and Jaden Reed and Tucker Kraft and all of them can then eat, because otherwise you need to just dominate in target share. Otherwise it's very hard to be good for fantasy. So I see a world where Reed is a pretty good value now in Dynasty. If you need a receiver, especially a young receiver, but agreed, if he were to get traded, it's a hard to. It would need to be a really good landing spot, though I don't think he will get traded because, well, I mean, he plays a solid role there, but all these. He's a year behind all the Watsons, Dobbs. Those guys were in the same class, so they'll move on from Watson with the ACL, and Dobbs, who knows? So he'll probably move on from him too. But
yeah, I just think Golden will be that guy, just because like they were looking for somebody to be the guy on these third downs, on these like big plays. These
burner, man beater. We didn't have.
They didn't have that, and so that's why I think once he gets comfortable with him, he's going to be the guy. You know.
Yeah. Another thing with Jordan Love is, bro does not care. He loves.
That's more I love most. Yes, that's okay. I like very like anti Golden pre-draft, and I don't even own Golden, but I would be open to taking him at the right spot. Like if I wasn't getting all these Travis Hunters and Tets and stuff like that, but I'm open to Golden because it's the perfect match with Jordan Love. You need a quarterback like Jordan Love, just slinging it and just letting his players make plays.
If someone's one-on-one with Golden, if there's a half-yard separation, he's chunking it. I promise you, he's throwing that thing.
I'm excited to see that.
Same.
Yeah, I think Love has a bit of and this might sound like an insult, but I mean it as a compliment. But like, you know, some of my like one of my favorite things in fantasy are just like these like backup QBs like Winston and Flacco that just like come in and just like, you know, DGA gap and just start like chucking it around, and all of a sudden like the offense starts moving and like everyone starts scoring fantasy points. So yeah, I definitely love that Jordan Love has some of that in him, that gunslinger, and hopefully he gets back to doing that this year.
Yeah, it's a lot different from 20 years of Aaron Rodgers with 45 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. I mean,
I mean, you guys have been so spoiled.
I know.
Like Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, now you got Jordan Love. So like, you don't know what it's like to not have a QB. But
I know we are spoiled.
It just seems like a completely different team to me. It's like a very young group. It's like selfless. The defense is hungry. You know, my favorite player is Josh Jacobs. I think they made 2 great offseason moves last year with Jacobs and McKinney. I think they both set each side of the ball, and I don't know. I'm excited to watch them, but.
Oh yeah, I mean Jacobs was awesome. I mean, especially like down the stretch once he got going last season. I mean, it just seemed like he was like scoring 20 fantasy points like every damn week.
Yeah.
And yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean, I think he should continue. I was already like reading like a good report about him saying that, like, you know, he looks better than ever, and like so. I do have one Josh Jacobs share, so I'm definitely excited for him this season. Yeah,
I got one as well. I got to ask Randy though about. Like, I saw this article about Lloyd. Now I don't think it's like anything to be like, oh, I need to be all in on Lloyd, but it was saying that he was dealing with more injuries than like we even really knew, like multiple at the same time, and basically that was like really good from the running back coach. Like he was like very cognizant and like trying to like get any information out of Josh Jacobs, like constantly asking questions. Do you know anything about Marshawn Lloyd? Can you give us any inside info?
I don't know. I mean, I've never seen the dude play. Like I've never seen. I didn't watch his college film.
Yeah.
He got like one carry or something.
Yeah. All I know is he has that receiving potential, and if you go back and watch some of the South Carolina games, I mean, I watched one highlight.
Yeah,
he was pretty good. I mean, I'm sorry, my kid's crying.
Yeah. Oh, you're good. Okay, yeah. So he's going on mute there for a second, but yeah, Blake and I, we've always kind of liked Lloyd, and we kind of think that he's kind of gotten a bad rap in terms of like his dynasty value, because he really didn't get a chance last year. So
no, he didn't.
I mean, I don't know if he's injury prone or if he just kind of got unlucky last season, but
he was unlucky. Yeah,
exactly.
The appendicitis says everything, bro. Like, that's crazy.
Oh, did he have that?
That's what ended his season basically, was the appendicitis, and he was still dealing with a hammy a bit. But yeah,
that's
hamstring.
Yeah,
it was a damn hamstring for the Packers.
Yeah,
but Jacobs wants to retire there too, so that's the guy that doesn't want to leave.
I think
it would have to be up to injuries.
But yeah, and
I think if you have Josh Jacobs and you can get him for like a 4th.
Right.
Or a 3rd, I think it makes sense.
Oh yeah, because he's pretty cheap. Yeah.
He pick up Carl Brooks for some fab in case he starts over whatever his face is. I just went.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Wilson.
Yeah. No. We were just talking about him. I'm sorry.
Lloyd.
Lloyd. Yes. Thank you.
Okay,
yeah.
Who's a running back y'all would like want to try and get rid of in a dynasty?
Like
that may be younger, huh?
Like sell high, is that what you mean?
Yeah, so high, or who, like, in your opinion, who you think just won't live up to whatever? Just like a guy you would just want to get rid of for value.
liquidate.
Okay.
Turn into a draft pick or whatever.
Pre-draft, it was Tracy, which I got rid of all my Tracy's.
That's mine.
I wish I did.
Yeah.
Tracy is a guy I'd get rid of, and I did get rid of him, I think, in a league.
Yeah, I dumped him in 3 like prior to the draft because I just couldn't. I was trying to sell him the whole time, and no one would buy him. And I ended up getting various deals done.
Yeah, I mean, in Guardians, I sold Travis Etienne right before the draft, and that proved to be pretty good. So he's tougher to sell now. Like, that's the problem. I think a lot of these running backs that you really don't want to have and like would want to liquidate into picks, like it's pretty obvious. So I think a lot of these guys are hard to sell. But yeah, if you can get anything for like Etienne or Tracy, I'm trying to think of some others, but. I mean,
this is.
Najee. I mean, like, of course you can get rid of Najee. I don't know.
Here's an expensive one though. Here's one that I think I've already been and wrong this past year because he scored 18 touchdowns or whatever. But this is one that everyone, because I took him over on Orphan, and I quickly found out that I wasn't too far off of other people's opinions for good reasons right now because of the contract stuff. But James Cook, he's not gonna score 18 touchdowns. Yeah, and I just don't like. I don't know. He's just the most classic. Like, okay, he scored 18 touchdowns. Like, yeah, Ray Davis isn't gonna take his job or whatever, and he's got the contract situation on. But he's just like the prototypical running back that goes from, whatever. Yeah, the 18 touchdown successful season to just like literally like nothing within a year. And I was fading Travis Etienne last year and the year before, and like look at that. Like he could take a kind of similar step to like Travis Etienne and. As far as like year over year, I wouldn't be surprised. Like that's kind of would be my candidate.
That's funny you say that because I was literally gonna say James Cook.
Yeah, he wasn't even that good with 8. Well, he was good with 18 touchdowns, but like, dude, he's not gonna get 18 touchdowns ever again. So
I do have him to kind of get rid of him, but I also have Ray Davis, who I think if he was gone, that's who's taking his role.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm like, I don't know if I'd want to get rid of him because they're going to want Ray Davis with him.
Yeah.
But if you look in the Dick's Dynasty League, I traded Tracy. I think I traded him for, what was it? I got James Conner.
Oh, okay.
I got Jalen Royals, a first and a second. I got his 2027 first, and I gave him my 2026 first, Tracy.
Okay.
Yeah,
see if I can. It's in this Guardians one.
The Dick's Dynasty.
I'm in that.
Yeah,
it doesn't show it on.
Yeah, that's so stupid how it does that.
Oh, because it's best ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's such a weird sleeper glitch.
Probably wouldn't let me see
Yeah.
those.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I'm a little higher on James Cook, but yeah, obviously the scoring 18 touchdowns are pretty low, so there's certainly going to be some regression.
I bought a James Cook, by the way, because I thought I got a good deal. And I have a ton of Ray Davis. I freaking love Ray Davis, but like, I willingly bought James Cook knowing it's like not a bet I want to make. It's just kind of like a portfolio thing. It's like, all right, I'll get one of them.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, Reed. I don't know how you feel about Judkins, but like, I mean, I'd probably be willing to like move Judkins for like a little something on top of James Cook. So yeah, if that's ever something you want to explore, like we might be able to work something out there.
Like, you would want like James Cook and a little bit of something for Judkins. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Judkins has more value. I mean, I don't know. I guess they're like probably like not too far apart. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like,
this is hilarious because that's the deal I made, and like I was on the clock about to take Judkins, and I couldn't decline this offer, but I got the 204 in a 12-team league, James Cook, and a pick then to go get my boy Woody Marks in the 3rd or the 4th or something like that. I don't know, but it was like basically 204 and Cook, which I just could not decline. I was a little surprised I got that.
You can't say no to that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was
Dan, I know you probably don't want to hear this, but my other running back that I'm fading.
I know who it is.
A-Chain.
Oh.
Oh, here we go. Okay, give us the case. Case.
Yeah, let's hear it.
With all the Tyreek Hill trade rumors and whatnot, I think they're going to load the box a little more. Mm-hmm. The only thing that separates him from other running backs is he's probably the most dominant running back, like receiver-wise. Like they put him out on the X receiver or the slot. That's the only thing that makes him valuable to me. Mm-hmm. But other than that, he kind of scares me.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can see it. I mean, he is a smaller running back, so of course, like, people are going to have like the injury concerns with him, and he only has like the 3rd round draft capital. Running backs can certainly be volatile in Dynasty in terms of their value and production and that kind of thing. So yeah, I certainly get the concerns about A-Chain. Like, I'm still pretty high on him though. I mean, I just love the situation. I just love having running backs on the Dolphins. I love his big playability, of course, and of course, like if there's any league to own him, it would be Guardians with the.
Oh yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
So yeah, but I definitely get the concerns. I mean, like.
And I'm probably wrong. Like I could be wrong.
I think he's an underrated.
Here's the thing: you're gonna be like a year early on it. It's gonna be like
runner too. I think
he is underrated.
Yeah,
well, very quick, but the injuries are a little scary. But I think it's well worth it because he's an elite. That's why I was hard. Like I didn't really want to get rid of him because having him and Chase Brown, who are two like receiving force backs, like probably the top of the league, like. Receiving wise, I was like, didn't want to get rid of him, but I do love Nico.
Yeah,
for the most part.
Yeah, I love Nico.
Yeah, I mean, I think it seemed like you needed more help at receiver than running back, so I think it made sense for you.
Hey, you just mentioned a good one, and I don't own this guy, but like truly, like if I did own him, I would need like the perfect scenario to like not be shopping this guy for a first and probably even like get a little bit on top. But Chase Brown. And man, it's just like I get it. Like he's probably a really good bet in redraft and just like take a shot. But in Dynasty, it's just so damn fragile. He's what is he going to be turning 26? I believe he was an older running back prospect. Yeah,
I'm drafting him left and right.
Yeah.
Dynasty, I would trade him.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean man, like a first is just so that valuable in Dynasty, and like I don't know, you don't want to like. You know how like redraft, you don't want to like draft that dead zone running back. It's like, okay, there's no one there to take his role. I know he's way better than Zamir White and all that stuff, but like I don't love that bet in Dynasty. It's like, oh, there's no competition. Things can change quickly at injury, and I mean he really wasn't that efficient last year either, but he was so good for Dynasty because of the volume. Or sorry, for fantasy because of the volume. So Chase Brown's just a guy like I'd be cashing out personally, though in that 10-team league, like I get the appeal of just like
Because I traded for him.
Oh, go ahead.
Because Dan traded him to me.
Okay.
Yeah, so the trade was I sent Chase Brown and Terry McLaurin to redeem. I got back Garrett Wilson and Jerry.
No, I don't know what the trade was. You gotta say it again.
Wilson and Jerry Jeudy.
It's pretty.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Blake, you froze.
I froze. You gotta tell me it again here.
Okay, yeah, sorry. I sent Chase Brown and Terry McLaurin. I received Garrett Wilson and Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah. Garrett Wilson's the best player in that deal by far. I'd have to take Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, I think McLaurin.
I think it's different scenarios. Like, if went now mode, I could see inside. But if you're going for more dynasty value later on, I could see downside.
But my plan is like not saying it'll pan out this way, but I think Chase Brown this year will excel. I think he'll have another great season where he's that top back again. And then he could be a great trade asset for me in a year where I could use him now to win now and also trade him for future whatever. And I love Terry McLaurin personally. He's there to stay now with Jaden Daniels, who's obviously a top quarterback.
Yeah.
And I think that's just so much more reliable if I'm going for a win now than Garrett Wilson with whatever his name is, Justin Fields. Who's I don't know. Yeah. I think it's a win-win.
I don't think it was like a fleece or anything. Like, I mean, obviously I like my side, which is why I made the trade. But like, I can see it from the other perspective. And I mean, Chase Brown, like he did survive the NFL draft. I mean, they just take Taj Brooks in round like 6 or whatever it was. And some people like Taj Brooks. But,
that's my boy.
Yeah, I know. Like
I love Taj Brooks.
It's a deep sleeper. So like, I don't think you're too worried about him if you're a Chase Brown owner. But yeah, I mean, Chase Brown was awesome last year. There's definitely a reasonable chance he does the exact same thing this year. I mean, who knows? Like maybe he's even better. And yeah, Terry McLaurin, I think he's good in this format with the big play bonuses and yeah, being tied to Jaden Daniels. So yeah, if you're win now, like I can definitely see the trade from that side.
Yeah. Dude, I love Tosh Brooks because I went to Tech, so I watched him. He's good.
Yeah.
He's good.
There you go. See,
maybe you need to get him as a handcuff.
Yeah.
Just lock up that.
He's not that good.
Come on, you gotta give us some respect.
Who has him? You?
I don't know actually.
Sure. Let's see.
I don't know.
I don't think I have him, but let's check. Okay. Let's see. He belongs to the Real Don.
Oh, the Real Don.
Yeah, dude. If I own Chase Brown, I would be like, again, it's probably not a high likelihood on the Taj Brooks, but I would definitely want to get Taj Brooks, by any means possible.
What the shot?
I'll see who he has if he needs anyone.
Yeah. I haven't had much luck trading with the Real Don.
Me either.
But yeah, so it might be a little tough there.
No, I don't either. I sent him a trade. He put up Kyron, and I sent him that was a pretty decent trade, and then he just looked at it, didn't answer.
Right.
Classic.
Exactly. Yeah. Sounds about right.
But maybe for Taj Brooks, though, I mean, hopefully he's not too high on him. He may.
Yeah. I don't know. What would you have to send? I mean, would you just send like a bench player or like a fifth, or what would you send if you're trying to get Taj Brooks?
Yeah, I would.
Or anyone.
I mean,
you have taxi spots.
I'm not trying to put something up crazy for Taj Brooks.
We'll help you out here. I'll pull up your roster and I'll see if there's anyone that would make sense to send. I mean, I guess you could always send. If you sent Trevor Etienne, you could probably get that done. I mean, that would just kind of be a for swap in terms of
the first thing I always look at it is if he has a running back, and I say I have a backup that I could give him.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Right.
Yeah. Swap.
I mean, I have Blake Corn, but I'm not giving Blake Corn for Taj Brooks personally.
Fair, yeah.
I guess it depends on how you feel about Jarquez Hunter and which is the Rams true
But maybe you get a pick on top though.
True.
Right.
Yeah. Let me see. That's actually.
Oh yeah, if you could get Taj Brooks and even a fourth or something like that, I'd probably be willing to do that. I like for him as a player. I mean, of course, I'm a Michigan fan, but I do like Jarquez Hunter, and I think it's a little dicey there with do they really draft Jarquez Hunter if they're really happy with Quorum? So
yeah, but this guy owns Kyron, right? So just send him a third. Get a third and Brooks back.
Yeah, but on the other hand, if he put Kyron on the trade block, maybe he's not that concerned about having him long term and wanting the handcuff. But you could try.
Yeah, could be, but you could kind of go from there.
Yeah,
I'm trying to do a first round pick swap. Just
you trying to get his?
I'm trying to get his 2027 first and give him my 26 first.
Okay.
Because I've heard the 27 class next year's. Where it's what is it, Jabari Smith?
Jeremiah Smith. Yeah.
Jeremiah
Ryan Williams.
I'm thinking of basketball one. And then Williams.
Yeah. Maybe Arch.
Arch is this year, right?
Well, he is going to be this next year, but he hasn't played the college start yet or whatever. He hasn't actually had a season under his belt, so he's a good candidate to push down the road a year.
Yeah, I think that is a little dangerous though when you certainly the 27 class looks good and it could be better than the 26, but how are you going to feel a year from now when you have no pick in 26, and even if the 27 class is better, the 26 first are going to be more valuable when we're approaching rookie drafts in Dynasty, and so you might be able to move a 26 first for a 27 first and plus something.
Yeah. Here's the key though. Here's the key. If you don't need immediate 26 first help, and you think his team's going to be awful in 2027, you can look ahead and it's garbage, then that makes sense, and you're a big time contender this year. Okay, you're setting a late 26 first for what you think is going to be an early 27 first. I don't mind that, but it needs to be I need to feel really confident about that at the same time.
Yeah. I feel I would need something more than Taj Brooks to turn my 26 first into a 27. If he's offering you I don't know, even if it's someone not crazy exciting, but just random name, he's just giving you a free Jerry Jeudy, and you move the first from 26 to 27. Okay, maybe something like that, but I wouldn't do it for Taj Brooks.
Yeah, I was gonna add a fourth, but I also the 2026 first I have is yours.
Okay.
And I think you'll place a little better, and if looking at his team, he's I think his team's on the lower end, and I was going to do Taj Brooks his first,
and 27,
his 2026 fourth, and I gave him Blake Corum my 2026 first.
Yeah,
but I do like that makes a lot of sense. Like I could wait. Like there's no reason to do this.
Yeah, I'd wait unless you're just getting like a no-brainer, just like helps you out, hurts his team. Right now, I mean, he's got Josh Allen and Gibbs and beats it. I guess like every team's gonna be better just because of the format, but like.
But I think he's lacking. I don't know. I think he's lacking.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
Here's the key though. Does I mean, I guess again, this is gonna be a shallow league, but like, does this max points for reversed? Is that how the 101's decided, or is it record?
Commish?
Oh, it's points, right? The least amount of points.
Is it like the max?
The max.
Yeah.
All right, I kind of zoned out.
Yeah.
Oh, you're good. Yeah. We were just asking like how the rookie pick order is like determined in this league. Do you know that offhand?
Yeah, not offhand because I did it based off what the
old commissioner.
Commissioner did,
which was bad because
I didn't agree with it
because Randy tanked for that first in the playoffs. I mean, and I tanked to get a better pick once I lost in the winners bracket. Like, I mean, why wouldn't you? You could just take a player off and get the fifth overall pick rather than getting the eighth. But I had a good system. We had a big like argument. I don't know. It was like a month ago about the whole draft pick scenario, and
I told him, "Hey, y'all vote on it. I'm just doing what the old commish did."
Yeah.
Right.
I'm open to whatever.
I had a decent idea. Yeah, it's a little more complicated, but it makes it to where like the winners bracket stays active. Like if you lose, okay, you're still fighting for a better draft pick. If you win, you can get a chance for a better draft pick.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like
so like you're talking about like the toilet bowl like bracket.
Yeah, well, like the winners bracket, but like the first losers out of the winners bracket. Like there's like 2 or 3 teams.
So you're saying if you win that game,
if you win, then you have a better chance to get it. Like the winner of the lower bracket in the winners bracket, like the losers of the winners bracket, whoever wins that gets the best pick rather than whoever didn't make the winners bracket.
Yeah. So instead of getting like, okay, if you're in a 12-team league, instead of getting the one I don't know what is it, like the 108. 9 or something for coming fourth, let's just pretend, and then like instead you're getting like the 107 because that would be like the best pick for okay. So it's like backwards.
1, it'll make it where there's no tanking at the end, and then 2, it makes it to where like, okay, I'm actually fighting for rather than getting on the first and okay, I'm just not going to touch this league. Okay, well I'm going to actually like keep setting my roster and see.
Kind of makes it those last games more.
Rather than it just going to like seeding, like I just don't.
I totally get that. Yeah, I totally get that. Like that could certainly be fun because like if you're in playoffs anyways, like that could be fun. Like fighting for another draft, like a better draft pick. What I kind of done in my leagues that I commish is like just completely make the game useless, just because people will like purposely like tank that game and get the 107 instead of the 108. So like that's one specific game I just like negate it and I just use like record to do it. But that is probably a more fun way of doing it where you're playing for.
Yeah.
That is probably the most common way to do it where it's record. I mean that's how the NFL does it. You know, if you both lose in the division or whatever.
Exactly.
But hey guys, I'd hate to cut this off because we're on a roll, but
absolutely,
I gotta get the boy to sleep.
Oh yeah, hey,
absolutely.
Thank you so much for joining us, and awesome having both the Duncan brothers here. I mean, Reed, you're welcome to stick around if you wanted to chat more, but either way, love having you guys on here.
I appreciate it. Thank you all. I had a blast.
Yeah. Thanks so much. We'll have to do it again sometime.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Good to meet you, Randy, and man, have a good night.
Yeah, good to meet both of you.
We also have Big Bro back. I'll be back.
Hey, we'll have both Big Bro and Little Bro anytime. Like,
that's right. We'll get Reed in the listener league as well then if you want.
Next time I'm gonna debate why Bo Nix is better than Jordan Love, and then
we gotta talk some Broncos next time. So
that's right.
Back on. Yeah.
All
right, gentlemen.
I have Pat Bryant questions. I got everything. So.
Yeah. All right, good deal. Have a good night.
All right, peace.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you think? Should we wrap it up, or was there anything else we want to talk about?
Yeah, I just want to see if there's maybe one last thing.
Actually, I did want to read one comment from Cooper responding to what I was saying earlier.
Oh, okay.
He said, big play bonuses does make it even 100%. I'd have to see exact settings, but I'd probably lean 18 and Worthy by a hair if that's the case, especially with the pick and Gordon. So, yeah, that's nice to hear. So, yeah, of course, yeah, you don't love hearing, like, after you make a trade, like, oh, man, like, land by a mile or whatever.
Yeah.
Not that those are his exact words, but yeah, that's good to hear that, getting a little more of the context that Cooper likes to trade. And, yeah, I'm very happy with it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I thought that trade made a lot of sense. That was really fun. Like I think we started by asking him about the rookies, and somehow we got into trade talks, and then rejoined. So I mean, that's the stream definitely took a turn from whenever moment that was, and for the better certainly, because that was awesome. Just to get Lil Bro in there, into the trade talks.
Yeah, absolutely. That was super cool and unexpected. Not only the trade, but then it became a three-way trade, and then Ree's on the channel, Lil Bro, and we got both of the Duncan brothers. So that was super cool. Hopefully everyone enjoyed that, and definitely some cool guys that we'll have to have back on the channel again sometime.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. And I mean maybe Reed wants to now be in the listener league as well. I know the channel.
Hey, we might have this filled out before we know it. Like all of a sudden, like the spots are going fast. So again, like if anyone out there is interested in being in the listener league, it's going to be a low buy-in, mostly just for fun. But message me on Sleeper at DanFortune500 and just let me know you want to be in the listener league. We didn't have time, but we were gonna maybe talk about some settings. But we'll do that maybe on the next stream and stuff. Yeah, maybe on Dynasty and Beers on Thursday.
Yeah, because I'm excited. It'll be fun, and it could be kind of a league where you can maybe you can just try out some other stuff or try out some more strategies, and it's just going to be in general, it's going to be more like win now kind of league, because lower buy-in, that's normally how it goes. So I'm excited to see everyone in there, and how it goes.
Oh yeah, I mean I'd have to look at the list, but I think we have maybe close to 10 people now. Pending Reed, we'll have to get an official answer from him if he wants to be in it. But it'd be fun to have.
He's got to beat his brother. His brother's going to be in there.
Exactly. We got to get him in there. So, I have a feeling he's going to be in it. We are actually going to create the league on Sleeper very soon. So, it is a real thing that's happening. So,
we might. I might have to fire that thing up tonight.
I would love it.
Because I'm excited now.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I think while we're talking about it, we might as well just keep going. So, it's a real thing. It's really happening. So. Get that last spot if you're interested. Again, message me on Sleeper, and that'll be super fun. I'm sure that'll, I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about on our streams, just around that league, because it's gonna be cool having all the regulars that watch the streams and really be getting that whole Dynasty savvy community together all in one place playing against each other in a Dynasty league. So nothing better.
Yeah, especially when we were asking Randy earlier about some players. I mean. A lot of stuff, at least. I mean, he likes CMC. He was trading for him some similar stuff. So I mean,
he's a smart manager.
There's some other people that we've had on that have some similar ideas. So there could be a lot of fighting over the same players, and it could be a lot of fun. But I don't think that was interesting to hear Randy's perspective, because we're talking Packers and rookies. Cool. I wish we got to ask him more, but then we went down the rabbit hole of the three-way trade, because I wanted to hear more about the rookie stuff. That was super fun.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, definitely fun getting. I always love getting the perspective of a person that's a big fan of a certain NFL team, because they really have a good look at that team, specifically with Randy and the Packers, because I'm sure he watches every game and he follows them a lot more closely than just you or I would. Always interesting getting that kind of almost inside perspective there. And wish we had even more time to talk some more rookies and everything. We'll just have to have him back on the channel again sometime.
Oh yeah, for sure. And Seb just got in here and said he saw as a Packers fan. He's obviously excited.
Welcome to the stream, Seb. And it seems like we've been having a lot of Packers fans lately.
Oh man, it's NFC North. Everywhere. The NFC North is everywhere in Dynasty. I'm telling you, it's crazy.
It really does seem like that in a lot of leagues. There's a lot of NFC North fans.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but maybe the colder climates is something to do with Dynasty. You need something to do in the winter. I don't know.
Yeah.
But one last thing before we go. I was gonna ask, like, I don't know. I mean, we've definitely talked rookies and stuff on the draft. But if you had, like, I don't know, if you think, here's a question for you: who's like the most valuable rookie player? It could be any round, just like where you're getting them, and you can even say like kind of like at what pick like you're seeing them go at. Who's the most valuable player for where you're taking what you're investing in them in the draft, and then who's like, I guess the opposite of that, like who's just like you're never taking them where they go.
Right. I mean, in terms of your second question, like it would have to be a tight end, and my mind goes right to Mason Taylor. I mean, he's just like a guy that I'm just like avoiding like the plague. I mean, I can understand the case for him that like he's definitely gonna get that opportunity early, and you can kind of use that like Sam Laporta narrative with like they got some of the Lions coaches there, and there's really not much target competition. But at the end of the day, like you still got to be like good and command the targets. And I'm not saying he couldn't be like a serviceable NFL tight end, and I'm no NFL scout or anything like that, so I could be totally wrong. But yeah, I mean, he just like wasn't like efficient in college. Like I don't think that he had very good like metrics, and
yeah,
I don't really understand like really like what the hype is about him. So yeah, he's definitely someone I'm just like, I mean, he's basically like off my draft board. I mean, he'd have to fall to like I don't know, like third, fourth round, probably like fourth round. Honestly, to even like consider him.
I mean, yeah, he's normally like 301, like maybe 212. See, I think it's funny because we're especially like it would be like a player that you really like, a rookie, and I'll be like, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much the same way. Like I don't really like Mason Taylor, though. The thing is, like, if you're gonna get a tight end and a tight end premium, again, where I'm gonna assume tight end premium, like that's where I just think differently, just for the positional variability from everywhere else. And I'm just like, just bring it on. Like, what do I have to lose with this pick?
Right.
So you're saying like you don't want to you can just get someone else or spend that pick. I guess here it is too. And here's why I've drafted a Taylor. I have two Taylors.
Okay.
Here's why I've drafted two Taylors, and maybe like just for perspective. The reason I drafted two Taylors is because there's no one better to pick in the early third. Like there just isn't. So who would you take over Taylor in that section if you had to pick? It would be my question. Is it more of a thing where you want to just trade back every time or trade up, or is it just like you just like someone better than him?
I mean, in most cases, I'd probably be more than happy to trade back if I'm getting like another pick or a future pick.
Yeah, but if you can't do that, if you had to take a player, are you taking Jaden Blue over him? I can't do that.
Yeah,
personally,
I would take Blue over him, even though I'm not like crazy about Blue. But yeah, I would 100% take Blue over him. I mean, I'd even take like DJ Giddens over him, because if I don't take him there, like I'm based on my experience, I'm gonna get sniped on him. Someone's gonna take him in the early third. So that would probably be the place to just lock up Giddens if you want him. I mean, of course, I'm taking like Kyle Williams over him. He usually goes like late second, but sometimes he falls to the third. Of course, I take Jalen Noel over him. So yeah, I mean, those are the guys that immediately come to mind. But like, I mean, honestly, like if I had to, like I know you can get him later, but like I would take Woody Marks over him if I had to. So like I would just rather take a player I actually like. Yeah,
I mean, I actually don't even disagree with like the Marks and the Giddens thing, because like I probably would do the same if they were going there, but they aren't. So like that has led to like, okay, I'll take two, and I ended up taking a Shadur, who was like my auto fade guy. But it's just like I'm gonna get the guys I want later in the third. So it's like really I'm just flipping my picks. Like I'm just making my 310 pick right now, So yeah, from that's like what's led me to go to Taylor. Though I don't think we really look at him any differently, honestly, because like I don't think he's really gonna be some kind of smash or like really succeed or like necessarily. I know his analytics. I'm a big into analytics, but I also don't want to completely write off the fact that some tight end drafted in this range. He has it's not like he has an actual 0% chance of succeeding. Yeah. I think we're maybe something is a different here, and this could be I don't know, the case is there's not like too much like excited about him, but he has like PPR. It's why I'm so off on Arroyo. He has true PPR scamming ability. Like that was his strength. And I'll give him a little. He is the most grossed LSU tight end receiving wise, but like he played with Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas. Of course, he did have what's his name there, Jane Daniels that year. But I mean, that is going to be hard to. Kyron Lacey as well. I mean, like that was a tough receiver room to.
Sure.
So, anyways, when I was watching the tape, I didn't really love anything, but they made an effort to get him the ball and do PPR scamming. So, like, I'm not like completely writing that off. It's kind of where I'm getting to. So, I can certainly understand that though, and I knew a tight end was going to be your answer.
Yeah. And just real quick to your point, if he comes out like week 1 and just like catches like 4 or 5 passes, like maybe you can like flip him for a little.
That's pretty much why I'm drafting him. It's not like I don't even think he's gonna be like. It's just if he just has a 4 catch a week. I remember what happened to Luke Musgrave. Luke Musgrave, everyone was like super excited about him early on in those tight end premiums because he caught 4 or 5 passes in the first couple weeks there, and he was like a second plus for him as a 3rd round pick. So
and just the other point too I want to make is. I do think it's a little different, like when you play in a lot of dynasty leagues and have that portfolio, because like what you're describing is definitely like a kind of portfolio mindset and strategy. But like if you're just like in one dynasty league, like you're just gonna want to like pick your guy, so you're not gonna care as much about ADP. Like you're just gonna take like Giddens or Marks or you're not gonna worry about it. So just wanted to mention that as well.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah,
but in terms of like who's gonna be like the best value. I mean, my mind goes to like RJ Harvey if we're talking about like first round. I mean, I just like he just seems like such. I mean, I don't know if it's obvious. Like maybe it's just like my opinion, but he just seems like such an easy answer for like that year 1 production. And I think he's going to be an exciting player that people are going to see the highlights like, oh, I want that guy.
Yeah, does it change your answer at all if it's not like just focused on points? If it's just the player in general of like, I think this guy's gonna be a smash or succeed.
I could see Ibuka. Like I know.
Yeah, that would have been.
Absolutely love him as a player and a talent, and it is a pretty good situation long term with the Bucs. So like I could see him being like that answer for sure. But at the same time, if you say value, like the later you get a player, like the better value is going to be. So like my mind's also going toward like the guys that are like typically going like in rounds 3 and 4. I mean, of course, like that's big like running back territory.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm trying to think of kind of like what's my favorite running back. I mean, of course, like we love Woody Marks. And then I mean, if we are thinking of like tight end, I mean, I might have to say like Gadsden. Like I just have a great feeling about him.
Okay.
I mean, it might be a little dicey year 1 with like Will Dissly and Tyler Conklin, and so I mean, I don't know if you're gonna like. I'm not gonna predict like.
I mean, he's like not even getting well. I'll say he counts because he's a rookie. But I was like he's not even getting drafted in a lot of drafts now. If you're in 2 PPR, he is. But like you can't undeniably a good value if you're getting for fat, which we have kind of been doing.
Sure. So I'm not predicting a year 1 breakout or huge production for Gadsden, but at the same time, like I'm not going to rule it out. Like, if he just comes in there and he's just clearly the best tight end, like what if he's like suddenly just takes that job and he's the starting tight end on that awesome Chargers offense with all these like weapons they've added and Justin Herbert, like that could be a really, really fun offense. And to have like the starting tight end who's like seems to be like really athletic and just like a baller, had great college production, and you basically get him in like round 4 or 5 or like undrafted in your rookie draft. That just seems like such an easy selection. That's why he's probably I believe he's my most drafted player.
Yeah, and I think the best way from like my outlook like describe it for Gadsden is like I don't even think he's gonna succeed like at all because like it gets funny. Here's the thing: even if it does succeed, he'll probably get replaced like next year as a 5th round tight end. He'd have to be amazing. But the one thing is everything clicks with him. You look at his tape, everything. If everything clicks, like he's just you can see the fantasy greatness from him. So it's like I don't think it's like as a 5th round tight end. I don't think his chance to succeed is better than like Mitchell Evans or anything like that. But if he does get that opportunity, like I expect a lot of fantasy greatness. So I think that's like the key for me on Gadsden is I'm just trying to get a guy that if he denies or whatever, he overcomes every obstacle.
Right.
Is he gonna actually be useful?
Yeah, and I think kind of like I was saying with RJ Harvey, if Gadsden's like out there and like people like were watching Chargers games or watching highlights. Like, this guy looks good. I mean, at least in my opinion, he does. So, like, when people see that, like, I think you get more excited about a player when they actually, like, jump off the screen or just like really pass that eye test. Like I think that makes a difference.
Yeah, exactly. If basically everyone you just named, like, especially when I was asking about the value thing, like, I knew Ibuka's gonna come up and stuff. So yeah, no, that's funny.
Yeah. I mean, we know each other too well, and our favorite.
But I was curious, if there was any.
You probably could answer the question for me.
Well, I know I was curious though, and for everyone else to hear.
How about you? Like, do you want to answer your own question there?
Yeah, I mean, see. My drafting will tell you because like I truly think and I understand the risk. I know it's not gonna be for everyone because like I'm really feel like I'm risk averse in a lot of scenarios in Dynasty. Yeah. However, it depends what that risk is, right? Yeah. And the risk of drafting the second overall receiver / cornerback. I mean, he was the second overall pick in real life, and you're not even getting him like that's where the funny part is. It's like. You could argue that for Cam Ward too. It's like, oh, he's the first pick, and you're getting him at pick 6 or 7 or whatever. Like that's like kind of ridiculous, right? And it's the same thing with Travis Hunter, and we know how valuable receivers are. Like truly, if he was just a receiver, I would not be surprised if he's the 101 right now. He would be literally the 101B at worst.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So and I mean, you look at where Brian Thomas is marked too. So I'm having a hard time like putting any case other than the fact that it's like. Oh, he turns into a cornerback. If that happens, yeah, you're absolutely screwed. I don't think that happens. I think he plays enough of a receiver to be at least, like you could be disappointed still, but it'll be enough to keep playing him and everything. And I think that's in his lowest range of outcomes. But and in the better range, more realistic range of outcomes, what if he's just as good as Brian Thomas, like stat wise, fantasy wise? He's getting the more valuable touches. Kind of like close to the line of scrimmage, even if he's not playing as many snaps. Well, look where Brian Thomas is. He's literally at the 1-2 turn in at least the drafts that I did, and you were in one of those, Dan, going ahead of Amon-Ra. Well, if Travis Hunter's better, I mean, he's a 1-2 turn player, and you're getting him at the 1-3 to 1-5 in rookie drafts. So it's been. I like to think about things in like this like range of outcomes and logically, and Travis Hunter is like busted and he's like breaking the system, like drafting him at picks 3 to 5 in your rookie drafts. Even at 2, I'm taking them, and the one time I had to. So.
Oh yeah, for sure, and yeah, I mean, I personally have never seen him like fall to 7. So yeah, I wish I would do those rookie drafts. I mean, I would definitely snatch him up or trade up to get him there. And I wish I could have gotten like my one share later than the 102, but I was still thrilled to get him there, and that was a league where I was willing to take more risk because like I have a lot of value on that team. But yeah, I'm with you, and something that comes to my mind too, kind of talking about the dynamic with him and Brian Thomas both being there. I was just watching this like YouTube video earlier today, and they were talking about how Liam Cohen likes to put his best receiver on the slot. Of course, you think Chris Godwin and what an amazing season he was having last year before he got hurt. So, how do you imagine that for the Jags this season under Cohen? Like, which of those two guys do you think is going to play most in the slot? Yeah, well,
I think we had a little bit of a conversation with that, and this is something, that honestly, like at the beginning, I wasn't even considering that much. But like, I mean, to me, here's like they'll both be playing in and out of the slot and everything like that. But like Travis Hunter played basically a season exclusively in the slot, then basically a season exclusively out of it. So he can do everything. Obviously, Brian Thomas can move in the slot, but Brian Thomas is your like more prototypical X receiver. Yeah. And guess what? Travis Hunter is your more like move kind of guy, right? So and slot guy. So like I think that's exactly. I think the fact that Travis Hunter but think now who the third. Well, who's like technically the third receiver. It's like Diami Brown or Parker Washington. Parker can play outside. He's a slot guy. But in my mind, what I've been reading in the OTAs is it sounds like Diami Brown is that's what
I predicted. Because they paid him like at least decent money in free agency. And
it sounds like he'll be playing more snaps, right? And because he brings something to the table, he can play that flank or whatever, and he can stretch the field vertically alongside Brian Thomas. Now, that's where we get to what you were mentioning about the slot role. Well, if Diami Brown's playing a lot of snaps, that process of elimination, that leaves Travis Hunter in the slot. And again, maybe it's like 50%, maybe it's even 40%, but that's still a ton of snaps, and that's an extremely valuable role. So
Oh yeah, I mean, like now we're cooking with gas.
Yeah.
We got Travis Hunter in the slot and the Liam Cohen offense.
I haven't heard him mentioned. I really haven't heard him mentioned until you said that.
That might be one of the most like overlooked, under discussed factors in the whole Travis Hunter, debate or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But like, I think that could be huge.
Yeah, and like this is not like I drafted a bunch of Travis Hunter. Like I'm hoping, like I'm only seeing like the green grass. No, like there's a reason I have so much Travis Hunter. It's because like the Jags trade up, like literally just like flip the switch of like holy crap, like this is like they're just drafted what they think is a Hall of Fame player, and they will pay anything to do it, and they're gonna find a way for them to make him a superstar. And guess what? Actually, last night I just so happened to find a Jacksonville Jaguars like really cool, like I don't even like it was like a damn near like mini movie of like their draft day, and it was super cool to see. And it's part of the reason why I'm even much higher than Travis Hunter than just the trade up and everything. But it's like this I'm buying in even prior to seeing this video, but it reaffirmed like everything I was already thinking about them. It is like they're just trying to bring this like they're trying to like reinvent things with the Jaguars. Like there's a really young, they got that really young GM, and like you should watch that video of what they're saying. But like they basically said what I just mentioned. They're like, I think it said, yeah, like if we just drafted what we think we did in a future Hall of Famer, like we paid like pennies on the dollar, like right, and like they were set like weeks ahead, like doing anything they could. Like they could not be more excited to get a guy like that. And guess what? It's also a new like GM and like now that GM is connected to Travis Hunter, right? And guess what? It's not like it's a defensive head coach. It's literally Liam Cohen, the offensive, breakout guru. So like all the stars are connecting, and like I'm having a tough time. Basically, if anyone has an argument against Travis Hunter at this point, it's what if he plays corner?
Yeah.
That's it.
Right. That's about it. Yeah, that's about all you can say against them. So, yeah, I think you make a great case there, and yeah, I love that we were talking about the whole like slot usage again, and I know we had talked about that a little bit, but yeah, it was kind of good to bring that back, and yeah, I mean, I definitely think that would be huge, and you're right, like no one's really talking about it, so yeah, I mean, you're kind of getting me fired up here. I mean, I might have to get more Travis Hunter. I just got like the one share, so I got.
Dude. Yeah. Now, is it the one with me, or are you not counting that one?
Well, I wasn't counting that one.
Gotcha.
So two if we count that,
I dude, like truly, that's why I keep trading up, and I can't trade down off these picks because guess what? I want to get Ibuka, I want to get these Harveys, and I can't do it. Like I'm not getting enough of a return to get off Travis. He's just too damn good. It's your best bet at getting the next. Yeah, as Randy mentioned, Jefferson, and by the way, Randy's back in the chat here.
Oh, nice.
Saying thanks for having me on. Had a blast. And he definitely will do it again.
Oh, sweet.
Dude, yeah.
Love to have you on again. And even little bro who wants to join. So
absolutely, dude.
We're happy to take you as a package deal or just Randy. We love having you guys on. So yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, dude, absolute blast. Completely understand with the newborn, man. Hope that's all going well. No, I was impressed. You even bought, what was that, like damn near 2 hours. That was was pretty good to pull that one off. So.
Oh yeah, we really appreciate it, and yeah, so glad it could work out because we've been trying to get you on here for a while, and I think we were gonna do it like the other weekend, and I think you were like fishing, and you ended up like staying an extra night or something, and then yesterday we were hoping to stream, but it didn't work out. So I'm so glad we're finally able to do it. Yeah,
and now I gotta get in the league with Randy. So maybe that's why I'm fired up now. Is the get in the league.
Yeah, we gotta create that. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, definitely. So I know Travis Hunter stuff, but I wanted to put that out there of that's how I'm feeling. And hey, Randy, I wish I got to hear more about Randy's talking about Travis Hunter too. But I'm having a tough time just basically putting anything against him because I'm trying to look at these rookies and see the range of outcomes, all that stuff. And I mean I truly think as high as we're taking him, I think he's genuinely the best probably value on the board. Though that's it kind of feels like cheating because he's such a high pick. I literally took him at 102 in the league.
Right.
But you're not always getting him there. He's normally 3 to maybe 7, like Randy said.
Yeah.
But 3 to 5. So, yeah.
Randy says, let's all commission a league, laugh out loud. And yeah, I'm super high on Travis Hunter.
Dude, all co-commission league. Okay, that could be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
I think you can do that. I think you can get 2 co-commissions on top
of commish. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can actually do that. So that's that. I'm down to do it.
Yeah. And also, Cooper says agree on the Hunter take. So yeah, it seems like we're all on board. Travis Hunter here.
It's 100%. Yeah, it's okay. Here's a comparable feeling, Dan, of like, you know, remember how I talked to Jaden Daniels and Blood, Sweat, and Beers, and it was even over Neighbors, who also would have been an amazing pick. Right. But quarterback was hard to come by, especially in that league last year. Oh, yeah. And I just told you, there's no way you're passing up on Jaden Daniels here, like. Yeah. And then he's, going 101 in drafts, or 102 at worst. And it's a similar feeling. It's just like, I especially like as the offseason was going on, I remember me and Andrew did a draft, and I'm like, we need to get Jaden Daniels. Like, we were in position to get him. We need to get it, and we couldn't do it. Yeah. And it sucked. But it's the same feeling with Hunter.
Yeah, I totally agree. Because, I remember the way you were talking about Jaden Daniels, and I mean, who knows where I would have ended up if it wasn't for your influence, but I definitely attribute me being so high on Jaden Daniels last year to you talking him up, and I think it just gave me that extra confidence to just take him over, specifically Neighbors in that one league, and of course Neighbors was my guy, and but it was weird because I had back-to-back picks in that league. What I believe it was 102, 103. Yeah. And I was planning on taking Marvin Neighbors, load up on receivers, but I did need a QB as well. And with the way you were talking him up, and just his rushing upside, and just everything, the awesome season he was coming off of. Yeah, it just made too much sense. And but yeah, you definitely had a big influence, and I agree. The way you're talking about Travis Hunter, it feels very similar. So. I definitely trust her.
The feeling inside of me, I feel like my body when I'm getting too excited about him. But that's truly how I felt about Hunter, and I just want to mention that because that's how I felt about Jaden Daniels. And guess what? I'm drafting similarly. I ended up getting 2 Daniels last year, and it was harder to get more. Because I was trading out of picks and getting really, really good prices last year. I did it with you, actually. I traded out of the pick to get Daniels to get my team in contention for the next season, but prior to the draft. And it's the same thing with Hunter. It's like Randy was saying with Hampton. I literally can't draft Hampton ahead of Hunter ever, so I'm not going to get any Hampton, unfortunately.
Right.
Year 1. But it's just because Travis Hunter is just going to be worth more. It's inevitable. Hunter's going to be worth more in next offseason than in Hampton. It's just good. That's how it's going to be. He's going to be more useful probably your fantasy team too, or whatever. Just a more exciting asset. He's a receiver rather than a running back. So.
For sure. I mean, we definitely these days value wide receivers over running backs for the most part. So I'm with you. I mean, I'm definitely in on Hunter. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get any more shares. I mean, I guess if I only have the 1 or 2, if I count the league with you, I'm okay with that. But I certainly wouldn't mind getting another share at this point.
Yeah, he's a guy. If you're in you're playing a portfolio, you don't want to have 0 of him. Oh yeah. It's the same thing with whatever. Yeah, Daniels and Neighbors and stuff last year. You don't want to have 0 of these guys. You need to get some. By the way. Someone that's never been in chat before. I'm not even sure how to pronounce. I don't even want to pronounce that name. How do you pronounce that name? I feel like I'm gonna say something. It's like the DK. It's like the DK. Pronounce it. But he said just joined. What was the Hunter take? And basically it was just if you're getting Travis Hunter in rookie drafts, we're talking Dynasty, he's going picks 3 and later, generally 3 to 5. And basically he's just I've been trading up and getting so much Hunter, but he just feels the best value in drafts. He's obviously being taken so high. That's what we were talking about. Who's the best value in rookie drafts? Dan said, maybe Ibuka or Harvey, and my vote's for Hunter. And as we have a couple other candidates for players that are not as expensive.
If we're talking first round, where my mind goes.
Yeah, so I mean, you can always rewind too if you want to see exactly, but I was talking a little more details about why that is. Dan and I were saying about the slot usage and whatnot like that.
Yeah, Liam Cohen offense, like it seems like he typically puts his best receiver in the slot. And it's like Hunter would project to be that guy, and maybe not 100% of snaps or anything close to that, but like even if it's like around 50% and he's like the main guy that has the most slot snaps, I think that could be really valuable in that offense. And we know the talent's there, so I mean if he's playing mostly wide receiver, I think good things are going to happen there.
I don't know how do you put it? Nahal?
Nahal? We'll go with that.
Yeah, dude. Nahal's saying he'd love to join a Dynasty League, but none of his... Dude, we literally have a league for you that we need, we have, a listener league, and we had 2 guys earlier on, if you wanted to go back and watch it. We had 2 brothers on that Dan plays with. Yeah. And dude, you could join your first Dynasty League with us. It's just gonna be a lower buy-in. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah. So, dude, come give us your sleeper username, or we'll give it exchange it.
Yeah. So
and you can play with us.
I'll put it in the chat as well. But on sleeper, I am at Dan Fortune 500. And if you send me a message on there and just say hi, let me know you want to be in the listener league. We can definitely get you in there. But we'd love to have you. And welcome to the channel, by the way. Good to see a new name here. And we'd love to have you in the league.
Here, I'm messaging it to him in the chat there. That's both of our sleeper tags. So you can just add us, and we'll message you. We'll get you in. That's perfect. It's funny you mentioned that, because we were just talking about it earlier. We're about to fire this up, make the league literally this week, if not tomorrow. And we're basically full. So if you're looking to get in a Dynasty League, that's perfect. And you also did mention, you're a redraft guy. I think this really applies to redraft as well. Travis Hunter could be amazing. And I noticed on redraft ADPs, he's not going very high right now. So I think if you're playing a full PPR especially, he could be pretty damn exciting.
He could be a great value in redraft. So I think he could be really sneaky.
Yeah.
And Nahal, feel free if you want to just drop your sleeper username in the chat. I could send you a message on sleeper right now. That way we make sure we connect there. But either way, Blake typed in our sleeper handles. So feel free to message us on there, and we'll get you in the league. We'd love to have you. Yeah. No, this could be perfect timing on that. I mean, I think we might just need one more person if you join. I'll pull up the list right now. I don't think Reed gave us an official answer, but we'll at least write him down as a maybe. I'm sure we'll be able to probably talk him into it. I'm gonna pull up my note right now where I have a list of people that have committed to the league.
I think we have you written down, Coop, to join the listener league. So we're counting on you to.
I got Hawkeye.
Join the league.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so I'm going to add Randy. He was a definite. And then Reed will put as a maybe.
Seb, Coda, Jacob.
Yeah. So Nahal would be 12 if Reed says yes, and if my buddy Andrew Critchell says yes. He's a maybe as well.
Okay.
He definitely wants to, but he's got a busy life too. So if our 2 maybes say yes, that's 12 right there. So now of course we could always take on 1 or 2 more people if Blake and I want if Blake and I co-manage a team, or we also talk about the possibility of
could do a 14 man.
Scotty and I co-managing or something. Sure. But we could do some co-managers. So we could potentially we still have some room here because 2 of these 12 are maybes, and then plus we could do co-managers. So if anyone watching still wants to join it, we still can make room. Yeah,
no, exactly. So we'll figure that out. Yeah, hopefully, if anyone else is watching hasn't said in the chat and you want to join a Dynasty League, perfect league to join in if you've never played. Seb's saying, can you have co's? Yeah, you can have a co if you got a co-manager. So if you want to get your buddy Chase in there, you absolutely can.
Oh yeah, for
sure. And then what else I was gonna add? We were talking about those rookies. But yeah, best value, like I've been drafting. I can't even pick between these guys. It's like Jordan James, Woody Marks, Giddens. Like I just have so much of these guys. It's insane. And if we want to talk about receiver, I've certainly came around again. Like I don't think it's likely he succeeds, but you're just getting him so damn cheap. Like Pat Bryant is like he's just, if you need a receiver, he's like the one guy past the second round basically, or past Jalen Noel that feels like a decent bet. He said, okay, so Nahal says he doesn't think he can join. There's a joining fee or buy-in. Okay, I see. You're 14 and you don't have a debit card. Okay, that's understandable. Yeah, it would be like low. Like I don't know if like again, if you if you can't make it work, that's completely fine. But if you can figure out like something for $25 and you want to join a league. Yeah. That's probably what it's going to be, so it's not going to be like break the bank, but I do understand you're 14, you probably don't have a job.
Right. Yeah, but either way, like, yeah, great to just have you, like, watching our live stream.
Yeah.
And welcome to the channel, and we're probably not going to be streaming for too much longer tonight, but if you have any questions about fantasy football or dynasty or whatever, like, yeah, just type them in the chat and we'd be happy to answer any questions for you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and if you're not enjoying a league now, but you want to watch some more dynasty stuff, and well, obviously it applies to redraft. A lot of stuff we're saying too. Yeah. Could always, learn some more and whatnot about that. So
yeah, for sure. So yeah, definitely subscribe if you like what we're doing here. We have some videos. We talk about a lot of interesting like topics in Dynasty and our other streams that you can watch as replays. So good to have you here.
Yeah, we got a clip our flexing. Like I went back to a stream of ours from week 1 after week 1, and we got to clip this because like Dan and I were given like post week 1 takes, and it was just insanity. It was it's gonna be like lucky, very lucky for like how much we just like hammered, but like we basically named like all the league. We shouted out like all the league winners. Yeah. Like truly, like it was like Bo Nix, Bucky Irving, Baker Mayfield.
Did we mention Brian Thomas? I want to say we did.
Yeah. It was just like I think every league winner you could think of was like basically mentioned. It was insane.
I guess it only took us
we gotta clip it.
Just, like, figure out last season. Like we just had it down after 1 week, I guess. But
we gotta clip it.
Luck there, but hey, like don't sell us short. Like it wasn't a complete accident.
Yeah. Hey, dude, we were shooting like 80% or batting 800. It was.
Telling me about that, but we got to make a YouTube short out of that at some point. Like
No, I could hope we do half as good this upcoming year with that. So
that's gonna be hard to top for sure.
Yeah. So appreciate the good words from Coop. Just telling them to follow the channel. But yeah, a lot of stuff in Dynasty just. It's just like an alteration of redraft. Like truly, there's just another factor added. So a lot of it really just, if you're listening to Dynasty or redraft, it kind of you can apply it to one as you can the other. And okay, you said you watched a lot of best ball mainly. We actually did a lot of drafts last year. We haven't really got into them this year. I've done some myself, but that is something that Dan and I probably should start doing. Because they're a lot of fun to stream and talk.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, I was just thinking that because I've been seeing some other creators doing like the underdog drafts, like streaming those, and I was thinking we did so many of those last year. Like we should get back into that a bit this year.
Oh, 100%. It was so much fun last year. And one thing
we had a lot of people like when we were doing that. Like remember like all like the regulars we had like coming to just like watch the best ball drafts. Like what was like the guy whose name was like Green Bean or whatever. And I can't remember the other ones, but like we had like a whole like crowd for that. Like I haven't seen these guys in a long time.
That's right. Just the best ball bros. But
we gotta get the best ball bros back in here. So it's a good reminder.
No, exactly. So that's a good. I'm glad you mentioned that because. Yeah, we got to do some best ball streams. It's a lot of fun. And guess what? Travis Hunter on Underdog, I'm going to assume that's what you mean by best ball, like watching best ball. Right. Nahal. Yeah, remind me again here.
Yeah, Nahal.
Nahal. But like Travis Hunter in a best ball format is extremely cheap, in my opinion. Very easy to click draft on. So, Yeah, I love that.
Also, like I wouldn't mind discussing like a little more Dynasty best ball on the channel because I mean I'm just in like the one league of Dynasty best ball, and it is a free one, so it's not like that critical. But we'll see how it goes this season and how much I enjoy it. But like I mean I have a feeling like I'll like it, and I definitely wouldn't mind. I mean, not that I'm looking for like a lot of more leagues to join because I'm already in enough, but at some point like I wouldn't mind like being like in a paid best ball dynasty league. So I think that'd be another fun topic to discuss on the channel sometime.
Yeah, we'll definitely have knocked out in one of the next streams, if not the next one, because it's a completely different world, and I'd play it nothing like I do a normal dynasty basically.
Right. Oh, it's a lot different. I'm amazed how different it is.
Yeah, the trade values and stuff are all over the place, and the best ball leagues always come with weird settings.
I'm learning that.
Bonus, it's just like it's a wild west, like truly. So it's a lot of fun and a lot of strategy involved. So
and we were helping prep with that best ball dynasty startup. So like that's something we could kind of like talk about a bit.
Yeah.
And, we can definitely get into that sometime soon.
Yeah, and the Hall says he joined his first. So I'm assuming your first fantasy league last year, and you won. So you got to tell us who was on that team. It's probably was a couple Bucky Irving or something like that. Maybe you had a Jonnu Smith kind of sleeper guy, Bowers.
Yeah. I feel like in terms of like who were like the most like common players on championship teams last year. I mean, I definitely feel like there was a
Henry
lot
and Saquon.
And Baker Mayfield was on a ton of championship teams. I feel like because he just went like crazy in the playoffs there. Like, he was insane. Yeah,
there was a player I noticed recently. I forget who it was, but he had like 40. It was Baker. Baker had 42 fantasy points or something ridiculous in 6-point passing. That's why he would be on so many, of course.
Oh yeah. Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
And then Coop saying, Dynasty's last. Dynasty's last years and years. In being competitive league. Playing in the competitive league, like kind of in your first one. That would certainly like get you learning quick, for sure. If you did join, but Underdog, you're saying, and yes, we're getting your name right. That's good. But Underdog's a lot of fun. I wanted to get on some DraftKings. I just had trouble because I'm in Canada. You can draft here, but it's like it hasn't been working for some reason. Like my account's not getting activated, so I'll have to look into that. But dude, we gotta do a DraftKings one because I don't know if you know anything about how those ones work, Dan. But receivers go later, and it's full PPR, and it makes no sense, and it's a little more Wild Westy, where like people reach more and don't go as much according to ADP, and it's 20 rounds, not 18.
Interesting.
So
value to be had there.
And Jonnu Smith and Njoku and Ingram are going to be far better on that format. Right. So, like, I really don't think we should be drafting Underdog. I think we should be going to DraftKings and draft from there.
I mean, it sounds like it might be more of an advantage there.
I think so, especially, the way that we like to draft potentially a lot of our players. Coop says, Coop started playing, at ages 10 to 12, nice 29 for redraft. And then Reed Duncan is saying, little bro's back, saying, what's the listener league? Thanks for having me on. Yeah, dude, thanks for coming on.
Oh, yeah, that was great having you on.
Yeah, the three-way trade was awesome.
Oh, yeah, I loved it.
Yeah. I mean, that was probably the last thing we expected, like firing up the stream.
Oh, yeah, I love just, how unexpected the whole thing was. It just, like, took on a life of its own. That was so cool.
Yeah, if anyone's watching now, there was a three-way Dynasty trade, like, live. Yeah. Little bro, a.k.a. Reed, jumped in while his brother was on the stream. And you pulled off a pretty fair trade, especially we talked a little bit about league like settings, which are pretty important in there, and your guys' team needs, and we worked it all out. But yeah, dude, that was awesome. So basically, though, the listener league, it's something that a lot of people have like been on the channel or like watch it. Yeah. We're just creating a league and we're all playing it. It's gonna be like a $25 buy-in, something like mostly fun.
Blake and I will be in it, and pretty much just like everyone that watches our streams regularly, and just pretty much like anyone that watches the channel that just wants to be in a league with just kind of like the little community that we have here. It'll kind of bring everyone together. It should be a lot of fun. And like Blake said, low buy-in, just going to be a fun thing. But Reed, let us know if you're interested. We still have a few spots left. We would love to have you in it if you're interested.
Yeah, and Big Bro is going to be in there too, so like you got to get in there and beat him.
Yeah, gotta have that brotherly rivalry going here.
We don't know if Nahal will join now because he said he's only 14, but he maybe he'll figure it out. No pressure, but
saying what his redraft team was, or I don't know, was it basketball or was it just like a regular?
This was a redraft, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he says he's got Amon-Ra St. Brown, he had Pacheco, Jalen Hurts, James Cook, Tank Dell, T. Higgins. Oh, T. Higgins was a big guy.
That's right.
Championship teams. And he had Javonte Williams, Xavier Worthy. Yeah, he got hot at the end of the season.
Oh, Bowers.
Bowers was amazing. Rico Dottle was really good. Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, that's a really good team last year.
Yeah, I totally forgot T. Higgins. I played him in both those Dynasty championships I was talking about, unfortunately, which was so sad. But yeah, I mean, that'll do it, man. He had like 40-plus points that week.
Yeah. And Nahal also says he made a lot of trades, and his final team was Hurts, Nico Collins, T. Higgins, Worthy, Pickens, Josh Jacobs. Oh, yeah, he was awesome down the stretch. Yeah, James Cook with the 18 touchdowns. Dobbins was really good. McBride was amazing. Oh, and Bo Nix. My God, that's insane.
Yeah.
Holy cow. That's a hell of a team you got there.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably one thing. In my redraft, like, it was like, I should have picked up Bo Nix. Like, I should have just believed earlier, and then he got scooped up. Yeah, you got to get Bo Nix early. And then, Coop was saying he had a 10-teamer with Hurts, Kyron, Gibbs, Jefferson, Hill, Kittle. Pretty good, although Hill was disappointing. Also, Reed's trying to convince us he's the bigger bro, but I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, we saw it for ourselves on the stream, you know. I mean, where's your kid, bro? Hey, where's your kid, big bro? Randy's already got one popped out, man.
But yeah, Reed, let us know if you want to join that. It'd be cool to have both the Duncan brothers in there. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
He actually just said he's down for sure if there's a spot. And I was gonna say there is a spot. I think you got the 11th spot, and assuming if we're gonna finish with 12, that means there's one spot left.
So if we didn't do any co-managers, we'd have one spot left. But then also like my friend, who I just call Critchell, which is his last name, he's a maybe. So yeah, we at least have like 1 to 2 spots, and then plus if we want to do co-managers, like then we can always like add some more people.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, I'm pumped. We'll definitely create this league tonight and try to start sending the invites and get everyone in there. Just so we can actually get this thing rolling. Totally. But if we finally got like everyone kind of signed up now, so we're ready to roll. And then Nahal said he got Bo Nix. I think he had a good week 17. He must have because he won the championship. And Reed says I was dying at this one. He said he wraps up unlike Randy, so that would explain it. Although Randy's married, he said.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean,
yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah. He's down to join, so that's perfect.
Yeah. And then Nahal asked, "What are y'all's rookie running back and receiver rankings?" We don't really have rankings. I don't know. Maybe that's something we should have at some point.
It's. I have like a problem with rankings, like because they're a good guide, but like. Man, especially if we're talking like you're talking probably more. Well, you asked rookies, so yeah, rookie. I guess rankings are a little bit better than maybe like whole scale rankings, Dan.
Yeah. Because
I don't know, there's far less players and less variance of like how you want to build your team, but like just in general, rankings is like I don't really like them.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of a silly thing in a way because. Like the consensus rankings of just like just kind of like how the consensus is like viewing like the general order that like the players are going in. Obviously, like if you're kind of playing the ADP game, like you're going to honor that to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But then like there's so many different like nuances and like factors that like go into like what player you're going to pick on the clock at like any given spot, because like maybe if you don't like the players that are typically going there, like you're probably going to trade back and get something on top and then like take the player you want.
Yeah.
But also like if you have a portfolio, you might just want to get like a share of a guy. And then of course the individual league settings are going to like factor in a lot, and just like knowing like which positions are valued in this league, and
well Dynasty
like trade value. So like there's so many different factors that go in. It's hard to just like put like rankings out that are going to like apply to everything.
Well, I think they're much more actually I don't know, like applicable or like useful in Dynasty, because like trade that generates a market of trade value of what to go off of. But like in redraft, just like pick your guy. Like it doesn't even matter. I think that's probably what he's asking for, is like redraft.
Right.
But is that what, that's what I want to ask him, is that what you're talking about, like a redraft rookie ranking, or is it like a Dynasty? Because Dynasty, we could easily give you that. Redraft, however, that's probably going to be much tougher for us to give you.
I was probably like answering more in a Dynasty context, because that's like the main thing to talk about here. But I mean, we love basic. Is like daily fantasy football in here, but pretty much like everything else we cover.
Yeah, and then I mean, hey, if we want to talk a quick off the dome like rookie running back for redraft,
right?
I mean, I think you could make a pretty good argument that RJ Harvey could be literally RB2 in this rookie draft. Though I would have Henderson, like, I would probably take Henderson over him, like, genuinely, just because of the talent, and I don't want to just draft a running back off pure volume. It's normally not a great bet. I want the more talented guy. And I think Harvey's going to, obviously, redraft going to be a great pick. He's going to go probably pretty high. But yeah, I think,
mean, of course, Gentry's going to be like the first pick. I mean, that's obvious.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you could make a good case for Henderson at 2, and yeah, possibly Harvey at 3. I mean, we were just talking him up earlier. Maybe it was before Nahal jumped on here. But yeah, you could always go back and watch. But I just love the situation with the Broncos under Sean Payton. Like, I think he's actually going to use Harvey. And
he'll be
like a workhorse, but like I think he's going to have like a nice featured role, like kind of like a Jahmyr Gibbs type of role. He's going to catch a lot of passes. Bo Nix likes to check it down. Yeah,
the receiving is going to create a high floor, right? Like, that's going to be, really nice to get from a rookie running back. And then the ceiling will also just be there in general.
I mean, we should probably sign off pretty soon here anyways. Like, you think we should just call it a night? Although I hate to, because we got like 8 people watching right now, and thank you everyone for joining us. Definitely subscribe if you're still watching, or if you've been watching since the beginning, or if you're new. But yeah, we talk, a lot of Dynasty on here, but just fantasy football in general. And yeah, it's just been an awesome stream, and appreciate all the support and just having everyone on here. It's been a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, let's quickly just run through the last things, because Reed, I was seeing which listens his redraft team: Daniels, Bijan, Gibbs, Nico, AJ, Trey, Amon-Ra. I mean, just an insane team, 10-man roster. But there's a trade that you pulled off which sounds insane, but like if you bring yourself back to week 1. I loved Pacheco before, then he got hurt the next week. And guess what? Kupp had that, like a 20 target game, or like, it was damn near like Puka week 1 the year before. It was insane. And Puka got hurt. And he traded them for Bijan and Nico, which it was obviously an awesome deal. So yeah, I mean, that's just insane team there. And yeah, Daniels, I mean, that'll do it for sure. Getting a value on him. So, yeah, and then Genty, Hampton, Hunter, Judkins, Henderson, Tet for Cooper's rookie rankings. And then we have...
I mean, we're a little lower on, like, Judkins for, like, year 1, but, like, I'm not going to completely write him off. I mean, I think he's a great talent, and who knows, like, maybe he ends up surprising.
I'd be super willing, like... If before I would imagine him to go in like your standard redraft league, like I could see him being a pretty damn good pick.
He's probably going in like somewhere in like kind of like the mid rounds or something like that. I don't know, maybe earlier, but like
those ADPs are hard to know right now because they're just like really not. They don't really exist right now. But
I'm not really like in that mode yet because like I mean typically for like my long running home like redraft league. I mean, of course, like we're typically doing the draft like in August or like early September. But yeah, we should start doing some of those underdog drafts, getting more in that mindset.
Yeah, maybe we could pop up another stream this week and then do an underdog draft. Because I've done a few, and funny enough, like Rashee Rice in Dynasty has been one of my like most hesitant like players this offseason. Like, but I've quickly come around. I think it was because I was doing underdog drafts, and I'm like, he's the best value on the board other than Travis Hunter. Like, and Breece Hall is a really good value on there as well. So been clicking a lot of those. So I'm pumped to get some drafts in. And Dan and I, we created a little strategy. We'll see if we can kind of recreate it again this year. But we had something called like the Hive, and it was like two different hives of like teams that like they were so correlated playing each other in week 15 through like all the playoff weeks. But the interesting thing was
the bringbacks, as they call them.
Yeah, exactly. It was like all these like bringbacks. So like we were getting all these bringbacks. So it's like one of them was like Miami and the Niners. Like they're not in the same conference, so people wouldn't be like, oh, like you got to draft those two teams together like you would the Lions and the Vikings or whatever. But because the Miami just so happened to play the Rams too or something in that division, like it started creating this hive. And there was also like the Texans played the Niners. It was just this like crisscross like meshing of like 4 or 5 teams that were like extremely correlated.
Right. And
you were getting these bringbacks in every game. So from like a best ball perspective, there was also one with like the Vikings, the Bears, of course, and I don't know, so some other teams that were not in that division. And I thought it was a pretty damn good strategy. Now we went a lot of 0 RB, so it didn't work out. It was like the year not to go 0 RB. So I'm excited though to get our revenge there. And
also real quick, Nahala asked, what other sports do y'all watch? I really don't watch too many other sports these days. I mean, I like basketball a little bit. I used to be a fan of the NBA for a while there. And I mean, there was a period where like the Pistons were good. And then there was also a period where like, I think the Spurs were like really fun to watch, with just like the way they played, like pass the ball. But I haven't watched the NBA in a long time. And then like occasionally some college basketball. But yeah, I don't think there are really too many other sports that I really watch that intently. I'm just pretty much obsessed with football. But how about you, Blake?
Yeah, football is the main. Like Canada, growing up, hockey was everything, and I still watch a lot of hockey, like more now than I even was the past few years. But even my favorite team like just absolutely stunk, basically, like the past decade, like literally the past decade, and they finally made the playoffs again this year, so it was just like really hard to follow. But yeah, hockey I'll watch. And yeah, I don't really watch any like college football, just a little bit, like the big games and stuff. And I'll watch some basketball. When the Blue Jays are good, I'll watch baseball. And I've been getting a little more into golf just in general, so I've been like trying to watch some golf. They have a good Canadian golfer, Scheffler.
Yeah.
Or sorry, not Scheffler, Connors.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind watching like tennis, but like it's not something I really do that much. But like I played tennis like growing up, so I mean it's definitely a sport I like to play. But yeah, I don't watch a ton of it. But like I don't mind watching it if I just like flipping channels and it's on or something. I'll usually like watch for a few minutes or whatever. Yeah. Also, Cooper says here real quick. He says the thing that hurts Judkins the most is the situation. His analytics put him in a damn near unbustable range. I love how hard he is to get on the ground between tackles. He should translate well. And he also adds that he owns 0 Judkins and he wishes he had 2 to 3 shares. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Like I like him as a talent. Don't love the situation, but I'm glad I at least own the 1 share thanks to the trade I made with Randy.
And you know what I mentioned in one of the other streams was like, don't love the situation, but what if Joe Flacco's the guy? Then I love the situation all of a sudden. Like truly,
a lot better. And yeah, I mean, from what I read, I don't know if it's just some like sleeper junk, but last thing I read in terms of one of those like blurbs there, I mean, it was saying that
he's got the edge.
So Flacco was like the most likely to start the season as the starting quarterback. So that is interesting to read. So.
Yeah, that was an actual real source I saw on Twitter. I think it was a beat writer account that said that. So yeah, I'm buying it. If not, maybe Sanders or Gabriel could be kind of these like check downy quarterbacks. I mean, you never know. I don't want to be too confident on that one, but that Judkins needs to turn into a PPR scam to really smash, and it's possible.
Yeah, we are concerned a little bit about like Dylan Sampson being there and how the Browns spent the 4th round draft pick on him. So we'll see. But I mean, Judkins does seem like a stud of a talent, and hopefully has a chance to show that off on the Browns this year.
I saw a graphic or something. Stefanski backfields in fantasy have been like amazing. Now he's had good running backs, but they've been awesome. So.
Yeah, and then Nahal asks, "Who's your team?" I'm a Lions fan, and Blake is a Vikings fan.
Yeah.
And then we're both pretty diehard for rooting for our teams there. And then Nahal also says, "I think Judkins has the lowest ADP in best ball of the rookie RB1s." Okay, interesting. So he sounds like he might be a pretty good value then. And then Nahal also says, "I'm a football, basketball, and MMA guy." Okay. Nice.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, MMA. I love that because that's something I've been trying to watch more. Because it's really fun to like watch just people just smack each other. And there was one fight. Now but you probably know it if you watch. It was that Chandler versus the Brazilian dude there. God, I forget his name, but it was one where like he basically got like the crap beaten out of him, was like getting like choked out like the entire time. And then dude, I only gotta like pull this up on YouTube, Dan, so you can see this. Like this is just like this completely sold me on watching like UFC. Michael Chandler. Oh yeah, Oliveira. Dude, this we don't know. You've never watched any?
I really haven't.
Man, okay, so I've watched only a little bit. I'll show you this ending if it. Here you go. But like this, how do I do this? This guy just like for context. This guy that's like slamming him right here, like the guy that's he just got the living like piss beat out of him for the entire time. Like was just getting like smoked, like elbow choked out. He, like literally like the last minute, like he was just being completely like choked out, and just like this guy's like known for just like taking absolute beatings and just like never tapping out. And he just like literally like rose from the grave with this guy on his back. Absolutely slams him backwards, but like he it doesn't show here, it just shows once, but he actually did it twice. He got back up again, did it another time, and then basically just like put on this like amazing show for for the audience. And it was like are you not entertained? It was like basically what it was. Even though he lost, but it was just like, oh man, you gotta love seeing stuff like that. So they got some characters on there that
Oh yeah, that's really fun.
Yeah, so
Appreciate that.
Yeah, I always forget that it's on. I gotta, that's a good reminder. I gotta watch some more of that. But So what else we got? We'll wrap up. But
we got too much engagement here. But I'd love to see it though. I mean, like it's so great to see like all the comments in the live chat. I mean, I'm loving this.
Yeah. What's your team, by the way, Nahal? Before we sign off, but O'Malley. Okay, I know O'Malley, so I'll have to watch this Saturday then. And rookie RB that catches the most. I mean, I don't know what that question exactly means, because like you could put Genty or Harvey there for like projections, but Woody Marks, like he won't project as, but he's probably the rookie running back that has the best receiving profile of any running back.
Smith you'd put up there as well. He's a converted wide receiver. So he could be really interesting for the Chiefs. That could be like a sneaky guy in full PPR leagues, like if you need like a late round running back or whatever.
Yeah, and Henderson, of course, will project out as a good Cooper.
Yeah, and Scatabo, like he can be a big factor. Like I wonder where he's going in redraft leagues and best ball, underdog, that kind of thing. But I mean, Scatabo is really good at catching the ball. So I think he's kind of going to be the guy for the Giants sooner or later.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he had a great receiving profile. Yeah, I mean, the only thing is that Tracy, that's like his skill set, but like I'm more worried about that for Tracy than I am Scatabo. Like, I think Scatabo would be great. And okay, you're a Bills fan, so I gotta being near Canada, I know a lot of Bills fans there. So, they got.
I might be a pretty big Bills fan this year with all the Josh Allen shares I've gotten via trade and Dynasty lately. So
that's right.
I'm gonna be pretty hard for them this year.
Yeah, we got one together. So I mean, I'm on the Josh Allen train. So should be fun. But yeah, let's wrap up here. But yeah, no, it was awesome.
Oh yeah, great stream in just so many different ways, and yeah, we're hitting midnight here, so I better get some sleep. I gotta wake up early, but yeah, thank you everyone for joining us, and yeah, thank you to both the Duncan brothers, Randy and Reed. Like that was so awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, definitely like the stream and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and you want to see more covering Dynasty content. I mean, it's what we love to do around here. And if you want to be notified anytime we go live, hit the notification bell. And yeah, awesome stream, and thank you again to everyone. And we'll probably be back on Thursday for Dynasty and Beers. So hope to see you then.
Yeah, you can sign off if you want, Dan. But I was going to ask Nahal literally if he was Canadian, because he just said he's Canadian. Something that he was saying just was triggering. Like, he's Canadian for some reason, and I forgot to ask it. And sure enough, he says he's Canadian too. But anyways, I was like wondering, I'm assuming like you're from like Ontario or something. That's where originally I'm from. But yeah, you can sign off, Dan, if you want.
Yeah. You're welcome to stick around if you want.
I was just gonna answer his last question, which now I'm like inviting you to answer. But he was basically saying, who's like your RB1 for Jacksonville, and like he's saying Bigsby. It could be true, but for betting on fantasy, I'm betting on Tootin. Yeah. Because what's the upside of Tank's Bigsby? Like for fantasy, I'm not betting on that, even if he wins it. Right. Dan, I think you're a Tootin guy as well.
Yeah, I am. Tootin would be the guy I would want, but I do think Tank Bigsby could be sneaky. I mean, I hear what you're saying about the upside and everything, but I do really think he looked good last year. I think he's underrated. And I could see him being kind of that dark horse that like ends up like being the guy. I mean, I'm not saying it's like likely or probable, but like I think it's in the range of outcomes. So if he's a guy that you could get like toward the end of your draft, like for free, basically, I don't think that's a bad shot to take.
Sure, yeah, if you do a 0 RB or something.
Exactly.
He's not a guy I'm dying to get because I think he's going to be a league winner. He could absolutely fill in a solid role though, if he wins a job. But So, anyways,
Tootin should be awesome. But yeah, I will sign off.
We'll sign off here.
Yeah. Are you going as well?
Yeah. I just wanted to answer that there for him, but yeah.
Yeah. Thank you again, everyone, and we will see you on Thursday.